When I do this, I only pray that my OBS doesn't crashes. It didn't. My OBS didn't crash. Hell yeah. YouTube is on. Oh, okay. Continue reading. Turn on camera. Oh my god, I look great. I'm kidding. Well, back to work. What happened to you? When she wears the locket. Oh yes, here. Soon enough, I find myself drawn to the kitchen where the right butler has returned to. He already claimed the space and telling movers to back off, and none dares to question his proclamation either. God damn. He's the boss. Don't worry about that. Let's not worry about that. Can I have some fresh air from outside, please? It's very hot. Alexa, what's the temperature? It's 24 degrees Celsius and I'm feeling hot? What the hell is this? I shouldn't feel hot at 24. Alexa, what's... Oh, it's gonna go till 23. Oh no, it's okay. I didn't finish the question. You're good. You're good, go.
My kitchen. No kinder allowed. Little men running around with knives especially. We do not want any accidents to happen now, do we? Good.
I love his accent. I mean, there's a knife wielding German son in there. I don't think anyone would be insane enough to refuse his request.
I hope I meet the age restriction, or at least the height restriction, because I'm asking to be let in here.
You are allowed inside, McCulloch, but not the little ones.
A shake of my head and a roll of my eyes is all I give him. Oh my god. It's not like I'm going to be any trouble to him. I just need to look around, get my bearings. The breakfast had been distraction enough. I don't even want to think about what we just talked about. I just need to get my head straight and get back to work. Afternoon, just okay. The movers work efficiently even when they are left alone, and they do quick work of their responsibilities. The head foreman comes, standing in the doorway to consult me on this or that, and I have to go help out every now and then. But they pretty much have everything up to standards. They skip lunch entirely, not even realizing when they do so. God damn, they're dedicated. Nevertheless, all is well as the butler gets to heating up the leftover bubble and squeak from breakfast and make a generous batch of fish and chips for them. Most likely simple in comparison to what he served to the rights, but well done nonetheless.
That smells good. Want to wrap up some for me to go?
It's an idle observation more than anything. My thoughts as they are preoccupied.
If there are any left. One can't go wrong with fish and chips. Everyone loves them. Even my husband. And he's American.
This is British people. And he's not even British. What happened? Oh my god. No wonder zombie likes fish and chips and not. Anyway. I really do hate getting so up close and personal with my clients. It's a distraction. Distraction, yeah, I read it right. It is obvious to me that I've gotten my priorities all wrong when I can't help but think about what I heard, what I learned about the right couple. These things have a way of creeping up on a person, thoughts, ideas, whether they are fact or fiction. They creep up and fester, crawling and right in the way that twists. I hear giggling, delighted and mocking. What the fuck? They creep up and the sensation of a fingers ghosting briefly on my arm causes me to freeze and hiss.
Don't!
I half expected her to be there.
Whoa, no need to scream bloody murder.
This dumbass.
It's just me. Quiet down before you break glass.
But it's just risky.
Don't do that again. Ever.
I don't like being scared though. I don't believe in the likes of spooks. Being startled is not on top of the list, thinks Marianne liked. Lucky for him, I have nothing within reach or he even gotten a friendly terms with something like a rolling pin.
What was with that reaction? Were you really scared? Has Johans been telling you ghost stories? He just loves to scare people.
Scare people.
Isn't that right, Brother Gurium?
The butler expression is unreadable. I hardly see any emotion on his face to begin with since I started working for the Whites. Aside from vague amusement, there must have something there though, judging from Mr. Wright's own content look. This expression on Mr. Wright's face is almost cruel. But neither of them spoke, even as Johannes leaves their room to serve the workers their late lunch.
So, now that we're alone, Marianne, what are you so jumpy for?
I was just thinking about all the urban legends the movers have been telling me about this place.
Don't tell me you believe in that tosh. They're nothing but tales made up to scare children. Timmy, Billy, don't you dare go up to that big mansion and get in trouble there. The ghosts are going to get you.
Your wife is gonna become the ghost, so don't worry. You're good the experience.
That's a boring way to look at it, but that's usually what it is anyway, no? Like I said, I was just thinking.
It'd be a relief actually, if those rumors of this place being haunted is true. That just means I'm not going bonkers. It is true. I just received a snap. Give me 1 sec. Okay. Hearing, let alone seeing. A dead person isn't exactly the symptoms of a healthy mind. Sure, it means there would be such things such as ghouls and goblins, but at least I'd be sane. On the other hand, there could actually be a dead girl walking around.
If you could excuse the inane question, Mr. Wright, you haven't noticed anything weird here?
A simple enough question on the surface, yet I notice a man stiffen as the question leaves my mouth. I wouldn't have noticed it if I wasn't watching his reaction intently, but in his eyes I see something dangerous.
It depends on your definition of the word weird. Are we still on the topic of this place being haunted?
Yes, what's up, Ghosty? What's up, love? It's hot. Can you believe it's 25 degrees Celsius, but it's still hot? It's up. I feel still hot. I'm putting my fan so it's like drags the air from the other room. But I also have to make sure it's not hitting the mic, or that would be crazy. This work really 36F here. Okay, that's cool. Alexa, 24 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. It's 75 right now here. Okay.
Because no, things have not started to fly around and we have yet to require an exorcism. I don't think my head would like to do the whole 180-degree turn thing.
It's better than like 30, I guess. Under 30, I should be okay, but it's still hard. My God. But anyway,
Well, maybe that, but no strange people?
Aside from my usually weird butler and all the weird men traipsing around touching my things, no, not really. Why do you ask? Have you noticed anyone strange while you were here? Because you must report it to Johans and he'll have security handle it.
oh, ho, ho, ho,
But these
sure.
reports better not be about ghosts and things that go bump in the night. I don't want to waste manpower on the boogeyman or senseless witch hunts.
Do you sleep? Oh, okay, I'm going to the town over, so I'll be gone for a couple of hours. Do you sleep at all? I did sleep. I did sleep. I had ice cream. That's what I ordered, by the way. I ordered some ice cream. And yeah, I had ice cream for dinner, I guess. I didn't feel like eating. I was thinking about pizza, but then I'm like, no, my insides are burning. Ice cream did help though. Love. What is it? No ice cream. I'm sorry. Sorry. It's just today, okay? It's just today. Okay. Let me continue. You can go to the town. You have to watch my stream. I'm kidding. Sit comfortably. I'm ready to. I might get some beer while I'm doing this, by the way. Like a can of beer or something. I have some. So, how long did I sleep? You slept long enough, I guess. We can just. We're still on the call, right? Let me go to Discord and see how long it's been. 8 hours. You slept for 8 hours. There you go. Not bad. That's a good sleep. Good sleep. I slept for like 4 hours. Anyway. Good morning, by the way. I told you that, but you know.
I'll keep
Yeah.
that in mind, Mr. Wright. But no, it's nothing like that.
I always knew you liked to sleep more. Don't worry.
I guess the mansion is just strange for me. It's a unique project.
No strange men or women lurking about then?
Oh, there is. A dead teenager would technically qualify as strange. But yeah, the whole I see dead people thing isn't going to go over well.
None that I know of. But I'll inform Johans immediately if something comes up.
I'm serious, Mint. You see anything, anyone suspicious, and you report it. Immediately.
I think that goes without saying.
The concern we have on the talk of security is quickly gone. His arrogant, smug smirk returns, if a bit subdued. Look at that face. Report to the security. I think it's called. I'm still somewhat sick. Oh shit! I scratched that. Pimple. I see. I hope you're feeling better than before, though. Anyway.
So, is this a full-time job for you then?
Oh, she's talking to Zachary.
Nah, I just freelance mostly, for magazines, newspapers, and events. So you can't really call it a full-time
Look at
job.
his face.
It's fun and it puts food on the table, but it's not what I really want to do. At least not all the time.
That would be the magazine photographer, I presume. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'll listen. Oh, no. And I'll be right back. Take your time. As always, Mrs. Wright talking in such kind and cheery fashion, no matter who she's talking with. It certainly puts people at ease around her. It sounds like it's working on the photographer too. Hearing them, though, seemed to put Mr. Wright in a sour mood. Oh my god. They both should be single. At least if his small scrawl is anything to go by. Is he jealous?
You're not gonna go out there and join Mrs. Wright? You're starting to look strained. If you want your picture taken so badly, I'm sure the photographer would oblige.
What is it that you want to do then?
Films. Documentaries mostly. But cinematography is a lot more difficult than photography, right? I was working on this thing, actually.
We need to get you away from the butler. You're starting to sound like him.
Johannes is honest as shit.
No, I'm not joining Hana for an interior design magazine photo. What am I, a piece of furniture?
You are.
Look, did a lot of you have anything else crucial to do today? Marianne.
There are still some little things to do. It isn't the end of the day yet.
Yes, but you're paid hourly, aren't you? Per day? Really, I don't care. You and the others can just take off for the day.
Why is he dismissing us early all of a sudden? Is this about possible security threat? Did my question get him all worried and paranoid that he would just send the workers and I away? I realize that threats are actual concern to rich people and powerful people. Of these rich and powerful people, I imagine whether anyone wants to or not, they get a few enemies here and there. But I'm sure the foreman and his works can be trusted and are of no threat. Well, at least I trust the people I'm working with. I understand if he doesn't. He doesn't know them from a can of paint. So, wouldn't it be safer if there are people around who can watch their
You're
back?
the boss. My being paid by the day aside, I won't be held responsible for any significant delay caused by your decisions. I'll try to get around that, of course, but I'll just...
Fuck. I see. I saw.
remind you of the fact.
Sorry, Mariam.
My being paid by the day aside, I won't be held responsible for any significant delay caused by your decisions. I'll try to get around that, of course, but I'll just remind you of the fact.
So let me turn on streamer mode. You don't like it? I do like it. What you talking about? I did like it.
Whatever, take forever with the house. I don't give a bloody damn. Don't you worry, you're still getting your money. Just sod off, go crawl around a pub and find yourself a good lay.
Paranoid or aggravated as he might be, this conversation certainly didn't have to warrant that sort of remark.
Maybe I will.
Oh my god, why it sound like that? Walking out of the kitchen, I accept the fact that whatever he says will go while under his roof. Zachary! Miss Wright and the photographer are still far too busy in conversation to notice me even as I make my way to the dining hall. Besides, I don't want to ruin their fun.
Well, it wasn't really a big thing.
Does she sees the girl holding a neck?
People didn't like Blue Fonzie very much.
People don't like a film about colors. I suppose they would have liked Blue Bibby a lot more.
Going for the four, it has me stumble upon the family butler once more, who raises a brow at my presence. Why you're here?
And where are you off to in a hurry, Miss McCulloch? The foreman is looking for you.
The Bratwurst wants us off the clock. He's dismissing us early because of... Oh, I don't know. He just wants us out of here.
I'll go and call a cab for you then. It would be for the best that you leave when he asks you to.
I don't doubt it. Why it looks all broken now? Maybe it's just nighttime. My ride back to the city doesn't take too long to get here. Granted, there were some difficulties at first because the driver didn't know where the Armengard mansion is. What do you mean? It's a famous place, right? He tried to have us hand over GPS coordinates from the smartphones or some of the techno babble. I don't care about. Come on. And the butler didn't understand. What? When is this game from? How do you not know GPS stuff? Techno babble. That's new. He wears this day? 28th? No, oh, 29th. That's the thing, yeah. Shit, we're still far away from there. We're at 26th. But as soon as we told him it's the haunted mansion over there, Anselm village, he knew just the place. Okay. Finally headed over Bay with some hesitation. I still don't know that word. All the way back to the city, the driver keeps complaining about the place giving him the willies. It gives me willies too. I would have loved to snap at him. As soon as the tough thought occurs to me, another blossom in the forefront of my mind. One that has somehow bothered me greatly, more than my exasperation over whiskey and the project, or wanting all of it to stop. There has been no Lauren whispering over my ears today. Worse, I find myself searching for it. Searching for her, oh my god. No! Tamil Uti. Loose ends. Fucking bloody loose ends everywhere. I thought I've already moved past this years ago. And it does nothing to help me curb my frustration. If anything, it only ensures that I want a stiff drink. And where else do I go to drink? Have you been here? Tuesdays are for karaoke, Wednesdays improv. Usually it's there 4 guys who did hilarious games. Okay, the one with Irish drinking songs are always a crowd favorite. Though I love a good laugh, stand-up comedy isn't my thing, and without Cam or Haruna or any other distractions, I'd end up drinking a lot more this time. And when there's several bottles of beer in me, I get really, really embarrassing.
Hey! G! Psst! G! Come over here! I need you for something!
It's a good thing that the bartender is a nice fellow. It's probably have been kicking out of other places by now. I'd probably have been kicked out by other places by now, or worse. If push comes to shove, all he would do is give me an easy smile and shake his head, even when he's attending to other customers. Just like now.
Give me a moment, will ya? I gotta go check on her.
Bartender G. He's some Asian guy. I'm pretty sure I've seen him here before a couple of times, although he never talks to anyone else except G. The girl used to be all over him too, but he always turned them away.
I'll be here. You go do that before she falls over.
Asian Joe! Oh, not Ashton. Ashton was Asian. I'll be here. You go do that before she falls over, okay?
All right. What is it?
Hey.
Do you need someone to help you get home?
Bartender, pour the wine!
Oh my god. She is embarrassing.
I think that's enough alcohol for you, little missy. I'm cutting you off.
Wine comes from the back of my throat as he pulls my bottle away. I have no hope of getting them back. Once they're behind the counter, even in my drunken mind, I don't dare to hop over it for them. Because what little sense I have left knows I'd sooner take a floor dive than succeed in wresting a ball from a sober man. But that doesn't stop me from trying to reach out with my arms like a stupid idiot anyway. He smiles and shakes his head just like I know he would, before going back to the other guy.
Right now, where were we? How you holding up, boy?
With no drinks, no one to really chat with, I would have gone home or gone to sleep on the bar right there and then. But I'm not ready to stand up and try to trek back home just yet.
Same old, same old. I'm still on the Luxborn firm case.
Firm case.
Those blokes they talk about being in dark suits, whisking people into the night or some shit and all that. Didn't the media call it some ridiculous name in the morning news?
What is it this time?
Is she gonna know about what happened to Rose? Does she know what happened to Rose?
Wait, don't answer that. They've called it a lot of things. As long as people don't start running around claiming they're the Illuminati. So, what have you got for me this time, G? Anything good?
Slow down there. You haven't even told me what sort of dealing dosh we got. Who are you looking into this time?
The talk would have interested me. Would have kept my attention if I gave a damn. But in my current state, I can barely give two fucks about the things going on around me. All these words are just buzzing, barely surfacing from the sea of sounds that is the pub. I would have stayed that way, perhaps even drowned, if I didn't hear his name.
Luke Wright. You know the guy. And don't pretend like you don't, G. It takes a special kind of ignorant not to know who he is.
That smug blonde who likes throwing round his money. He was just here a few days ago, as a matter of fact.
1 sec. Just 1 sec. Okay, I'm done.
Great tipper, if you think him just dumping a wad of cash on the counter after having too much whiskey counts as tipping. Why are you asking? He dirty?
You have no idea, G. He's probably the worst sort you can imagine.
Luke fucking right. Fucking whiskey. Even without him around, I'm still hearing about the guy. What the absolute fuck? Despite this, I find myself getting up and sauntering over to join them before I pipe up.
Is this smack talk about Luke fucking right I'm hearing, eh?
Private conversation here, lady.
There's only amusement on G's face. The Asian guy, he started to look ticked off as hell.
Don't worry, Holmes, she's clean. And she might be able to help you with your, predicament.
Course. A drunk's just stumbled through here with what I need. Get real, G. No offense, lady, but you're smashed.
I know, right? Nothing beats being drunk after a hard day's work. Especially when you're working for Mr. Luke Wright.
So, she works for the guy? Doesn't that make her, I don't know, suspect?
See, have a little faith in me, why don't ya? I don't have much, and you might as well have something to go off. You're the one who was so desperate to come running to me for business.
Yoo-hoo! Still right here, fellas. 5'11". Can't miss me.
Oh my god, she is
Unlike
tall.
Shorty over here.
Who are you calling Shorty? Ashton? Because he's Asian? Fuck you.
What's it that mad look? You want to dance, boy? You don't look like you can bust a groove.
Oh my god.
Maybe a leg, but with that fancy coat of yours.
He had insult injury and moved directly behind him and used the top of his head as an armrest. But then it shakes me off. I plop into the seat right next to him.
Don't try me. You can hardly stay on your feet. We don't want to ruin your fancy coat, do we?
Ah, children, the both of you. But you're still standing after all that, are you? Matt, you see this giantess? She's a legendary regular here. Been drinking like there's no tomorrow. I'm a bit jealous. Can't do that anymore or my liver will give out on me.
Damn, bro.
Good with the mic, too. Don't see you much recently, but I guess you're always busy, aren't you? You're some fancy designer or something, if I remember correctly.
Wait, I know you. You were at the open house for the mansion.
Yeah, that's right. Marianne McCulloch. I'm a famous interior designer extraordinaire. Ooh, that rhymes.
I love this.
Anyway, you guys were talking about that weenie Luke Wright, right?
Look right?
Or something. Can't really
What
talk
the-
about it. I don't even know if I can trust you, even if G said you're clean. But anything would be of help.
Well, I don't gossip about my clients, if that's all there is to this.
You wanted to gossip about him a few minutes ago, Marianne.
And that was the beer talking, not Marianne.
You won't mind if we ask the beer a few questions then?
Maybe. Depends on who's asking and what they're asking.
Give her a glass of wine and she'll start talking right now.
But seriously, that guy is abso-fucking-lutely frustrating.
She's so loud.
One moment, he's an absolute dickhead. And then he's acting like an actual decent human being the next. I just can't figure him out. I can't imagine how that pretty wife of his can put up with him. If I were her, I'd dump his flat arse straight up.
Flat arse. Oh. And I'm not just saying that because I think Hannah's pretty or anything. Luke is a catch too. They both are. But I really cannot, for the love of all things holy, see how they even work out together.
So, Luke Wright, have you noticed anything strange about him while you were working with him? Anything peculiar? Of note?
You're the one being peachy right about now, Holmes. But nah, nothing that comes to mind off the top of my head. He's just like most rich, smarmy arseholes and then some.
A giggle bubbles up and I press my cheek against the cool countertop with my eyes shut tight just because. Eventually cracking open one eye just in case they thought I fell asleep. I grin at Holmes.
So, Holmes, I'm guessing you're some private detective or something.
He's the police. He's actually a detective for the government, no private.
Is it Hannah? Did she pay you to look if he's been cheating or some such?
Hannah's the wife, right? What about her? How's she?
How is she or how is she? Well and good. Definitely the nicer of the two and sexy as sin to boot. Not a private detective then. Are you from one of them tabloids wanting to know if the Luke Wright doesn't know how to put his pants on right? Pants. I take the pants off of...
And here we go. Slippin'. I haven't been this drunk in such a long time. I don't think Ashton's gonna do anything to you, so don't worry. It's a miracle I've been coherent for as long as I have been right now.
I'm asking you if you've noticed any odd behavior from her.
Odd behave... You what? I wonder how she'd be drunk. I can just imagine her like the giggly sort. What do you think?
These are serious questions, Marianne. Lives might just be at stake here.
What do you expect? She's smashed.
Why am I even doing this? This is getting me nowhere, G. She's not a reliable source. The chief, let alone the courts, aren't going to take the word of a drunk. This will be dismissed, and I might be in trouble if they try to argue that I coerced a testimony out of her. This is a fucking train wreck.
You're a fucking train wreck now, if you ask me. Maybe it's about time you apply the brakes and stop for a bit.
The wave of despair that comes over the both of them is palpable. If feelings had a taste, it'd be better bitterer than the beer I'm full of. And it gets me thinking that the thinking doesn't get me far with too much shite in my system.
You know that's not an option. Thanks for being patient, McCullough. Good luck with your work on that mansion.
Speaking of that mansion, there's something going on in that place. Something. As och day! No wonder Mr. Right likes it so much. It's as fishy as he is. Rotten bloke. Maybe that Santos girl is really onto something, eh? Suspicious shite, I'm telling you. Explains why she's so reluctant.
He knows Santos. Come on. I want a proper reply to this.
What do you mean that Santos girl is onto something?
Before I get on the water, there is hand on my shoulder and everything starts to spin. I quickly slap his hand away the best I can and send him the foulest look I can muster.
Take your hands off me, pipsqueak. I'm not a lady who's shaken or stirred unless you want me up chucking on your pretty hair. But it's just like I said. Are you sure you aren't brain damaged or deaf?
Oh my god, she's too wrong.
Santos girl from BRC showed us this creepy letter. You know, just like those spam stuff you get in your emails.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Facebook, send this to 5 people or you're gonna die.
And we thought it was some joke or that the girl was just a bit too green to handle a big sale like that. You should have seen the look on their faces when they saw it. Whiskey, that's Luke fucking right, you get me? And the missus didn't look too happy either. I should have taken a picture and posted it everywhere. When rich snobs give you that face, no wonder the Santos girl went all mental on us. Working with them does that, you know? I think I'm about to. I'm not mental yet, am I? Anyway, just like I said, in that man... Hey, you okay? Holmes? You're looking a bit shaky yourself there.
And he really is pale. Paler than before at least. Because he heard Santos. He heard Isabella's name. I can see the gears turning in his head on overtime. Suddenly, he shoves a card in my hand. Luxbourne Police Department. Aston Frey. Detective Inspector CID. UK got CID, we also have CID. Not FBI. I mean, FBI does have, you know. But CID, we have that. We have that. Aston Frey at luxbournepolice.uk. Interesting. On it, his name, Aston Frey, and his number. He has second thoughts as he grabs it from me and slips it into my pocket. No, sure, so you don't lose it, I guess. Asked Luke minus Anna. Oh my god. Isabella, they're really on good terms. Nothing with Ashton? Luke got minus. God damn.
You're cute, pretty boy. But I prefer blondies.
Well, you're not exactly my type either, lady.
Yeah, he likes Asian chicks, I guess.
But listen to me. If something comes up, don't do anything rash.
Hello. Welcome to the stream. It's a reading simulator.
If you think you're in danger or if you see anything suspicious, call me and the authorities as soon as possible. You understand me? That's 99...
I know what the damn emergency number is.
Right, 999. Good.
That's the emergency number in UK? Okay, 999.
Anyway, I have to run. See you, G.
The guy's quickly on his feet, already up and at as soon as the numbers leave his lips. Watching him as he... Oh shit, what is that word? Maneuver... Maneuvers through the crowd. Oh yeah, it's maneuvers through the crowd of other pub goers is enough to tire me out. Fast as he can, he's at the door and throws us a smile. And that's all we get before he's gone. Just like that.
Oi, what about your drink, boy? I'll go put it on your tab then.
Holmes boy always like that, G?
Pretty much. But what about you? I suppose I'll put your drinks on your tab too. Don't want you to spill your wallets when you look like you're close to spilling yourself.
Yeah, and if it's fine by you, I think I'll go take a bit of a cat nap here. Just for a sec or two.
Go right ahead. I'll wake you when I close up shop.
That's a good bartender right there. I'm scared I'm gonna see something. She's gonna dream something. Oh, I didn't see the achievement. What the fuck was that? Swimming in cocktails. Okay. Only 40% people got it? Interesting. Mumbling a sleepy thanks. I doze off on the spot. Face pressed on the counter. Already I dread the pain I'll have to sleep in. Why can't I read? What's wrong with me? Already I dread the pain I have for sleeping in such position. But then you gotta go. You gotta go. Oh my god. Of course! Of course! You naked bigot.
Oh, Marianne! How long have you been standing there, dearie?
Come join us, Marianne. We won't bite. Unless you ask, that is.
Not that I can get much sleep to begin with. Okay, next day. I'm here already. Okay, let me see. 28th, what happened? 26th, 27th. What happened on 27th? Oh shit. Oh no, that was 27th. Now it's 28th. 28th is the good day. 29th is bad day. Bad day. There is only Zachary after that. Zachary is calling. Nothing on 31st and 1st. I wish I could see this as well. Timeline. What is timeline? Oh, this is timeline. Okay, new. What is new? Oh. This is new. Cool. Do people ever have the feeling that they're working on something they really enjoy, but still it eventually tires them out? Yeah. Because honestly, I've been feeling like
You
this.
have certainly exceeded expectations, Marianne. Everything looks so marvelous, and in such a short time, too.
Alright? The moments like these make all the hard work worth it. Ghostly, you're definitely having fun with this. Definitely.
Well, I can't take all the credit. People have certainly been enthusiastic about the idea of working on the right mansion. There won't be any more problems unless Mr. Wright has any more objections about the second bedroom.
Oh, no. We proceed with that room as planned. I already agreed to him having his greenhouse and his vineyard and his stables. He may as well let me have this one thing.
We are only about halfway done, but the honest satisfaction on a client's face is enough for me to push through. Let's face it, in between my exasperation at Mr. Wright's antics and her, I have been burning the candles at both ends. I can't even close my eyes without seeing a dead girl's face. Dead girl. Dead. She's dead! Oh my god. I have to keep reminding myself that, burying my feelings as deep as they have buried her body 6 feet under. I shouldn't wasted so much time on someone who's supposed to be gone. I've wasted so many years thinking about her already. There should be no need to bother myself with the dead when I should be bothering myself with the living. Too bad. The living are usually as complicated, if not more, than ghosts of the past.
But don't you have a party?
Yes.
Yes. But Luke's just being a sweetie, you see. That friend he's visiting. He's having marital problems and he's just trying to cheer him up.
It's even more complicated when the living question is a pair of rich and famous socialities way past their honeymoon phase. And I've been somehow roped into being a relationship counselor.
They've been married for a long time and they've hit a... how do they say it? A rough patch. His wife has a drinking problem and can be very neglectful. The poor thing really does his best to be a good husband. But it's never enough for her. Sometimes I think it's the years. Maybe it's been so long that they've lost that romantic spark. What do you think?
We talked about this already.
If I'm going to be completely honest, I need to ask. This is about you and Mr. Wright, isn't it?
Suppose it is. What would you tell me?
Then, I tell you it's none of my business. I tell you that I don't want to meddle.
She just said, I don't care.
But if the troubled husband with the neglectful wife asked me for my honest opinion, I'd say that he shouldn't base his happiness and his self-worth on someone else. Maybe he should try being independent for a while. See what it's like when he isn't trying to please someone else and doing things for himself. Everyone's supposed to be their own man or woman, right? A bit of breathing room never hurt anyone. We shouldn't let our fear control our lives.
Why she thinks a single woman like me would be the best source of relationship advice is beyond me. Still, I talk and answer to the best of my abilities. Without realizing it, I'm already pouring out the part of me that I thought were long gone. I'd like to believe my words will be still some help to Miss Wright. Okay, this is not the full thing, it's like a small snippet to fix the timeline. Not fix it, like to continue the timeline. If I'm honest though, there are some help to me. Like some right have been taken off my shoulders. Some weight, right? Like some weight have been taken off my shoulders. Lorraine.
I really should handle what's left of the work.
You won't be attending the party? Oh, you really must, Marianne.
The weight of what happened to her hasn't left me yet, did it? Maybe.
I'll try to stay in chat. Maybe grab a few bites and a drink, but I can't be around for the entirety of the event. My apologies.
Oh, Marianne is so nice. God damn.
Busy, busy, busy.
You must stay a while. I'd love for you to meet some of my friends, and they're ever so excited to meet you. You need to say hello to the Lees, at least. If it wasn't for them, I'd never even heard of you.
Maybe it's about time I changed that.
We'll see. So, if I can be excused?
Certainly. You'll have to excuse me as well. I must attend to the party before any early birds arrive. Because, believe me, they will throw a fuss if things aren't ready, even when they're not supposed to be here until an hour later.
They shouldn't dwell on the dead. I shouldn't just callously forget about them too. Saying that I have work left to do is an easy enough excuse to make. I know how other people see me. They see someone so obsessed with her craft that she would so easily miss things like a party for it. Outside the parlor, people hurry about here and there in preparation for the Wright's grand housewarming party. None spare me a glance as I slip past them, each working on their appointed roles and not daring to slack off while they work for what is probably the most powerful couple in Luxembourg. I make into the kitchen with ease, the wine cellar being my final destination. No! Not the wine cellar, don't go there. But when is a great task ever simple? Probably never. And this is the great task, isn't it? My greatest one yet. That is worthy of being called a quest. How is this a horror game? It's not scary at all, question mark. Like, it's a novel. Like, there is some parts as horror. It's like there's something happen. Okay, this is Ghosty's recommendation. I can't. This is me first time playing it, so I don't know. There are some parts though. Horror. Like the wine cellar. I don't know what's in there. It's not acting as Marianne McCullough, the professional interior designer, when I choose to lie about being too busy for a party. I'm Marianne McCullough, a lawful neutral Selric with 9 points in wisdom and 8 in charisma. She's playing Dungeons and Dragons now. And we're gonna go into a dungeon. Let's go. Just thinking of it like that makes it a bit cheesy. But it helps with the fear. It helps overcome the insane... It's a lot of reading. Like space, believe me, it's a lot of reading. That's why I said it's a reading simulator. My god. It helps overcome the insane thought that I'm actively seeking out something that has been plaguing me for years. I wish it was like voiced all the way, then it would be more interesting to me. But I do like it though. I do like the story. Like, I don't know if you know about this game. I don't think many people know, but it's quite nice. I might face my worst nightmare, or I might see nothing and find myself imagined grand quest fall flat. And who would have thought that the gatekeeper of my final quest would be someone I thought would be a valuable ally?
Schnell! Hurry up, you snails! We are on a deadline and you are wasting my time!
The butler comes from the cellar into the kitchen, tailed by a couple of others. People who I assume are most likely chefs and bartenders. He raises a brow, seeing me just standing there by the hatch. By the trap door. It almost looks like he's going to throw me out for being in the kitchen without permission. But then he motions for the others to disperse and familiarize themselves with their surroundings. Meanwhile, he continues to stand there, preventing entry into the darkness beyond.
What are you doing here, Fraulein? This is not the place for guests or in an architect right now. I request you leave.
I was just looking around for any last-minute things, yes?
Yes, you have been doing that a lot. Looking around, snooping about.
I'm working on this house for interior design. What do you mean?
Now is not the time for such things. If you're not careful, people might think you are up to something.
The look he gives me as he says this is most chilling. The look he gives me as he says this is almost chilling. Okay, I can't read. If life was a game book, he'd probably be the true neutral warlock guarding the treasure room. Oh my god. A difficult opponent to beat with 9 points in wisdom and 8 in dexterity. Why this turn into a Dungeons and Dragons? What happened?
Well, I'm not done yet. I actually need to go into the wine cellar. Just need a quick go at the place. So just don't mind me. I'll be out of your hair soon enough.
Is he gonna object me going down the wine cellar?
Go outside, enjoy the party.
Interesting.
Bask in the praise and adulation they will no doubt shower you with when the madam speaks highly of you. Surely you've had enough of this stuffy old kitchen by now. You do not want to cause trouble. Both the Bratwurst and Hannah want this to be perfect. It would be a disservice and a disrespect to toe out of line and risk it being anything otherwise. And more importantly, I will be blamed for any failure that happens tonight.
I love his accent. His intervention almost turns me away. Maybe this is a sign. I'm not meant to seek Lorraine out. But...
Please, it's really important.
15 minutes. 9, 10 minutes. Any longer and I'll pull you out of there myself.
Okay.
The Bratwurst will be furious if he thinks anyone is touching his precious wine without his permission.
I mean, she drinks, yeah, but she's not gonna steal wine.
Thank you. This seriously means a lot.
I know she's going for the mirror. He steps aside. Begrudgingly. Excuse me? At this point, it looks like there is no turning back. I never been in here. This is my first time. The cellar greets me ominously as I descend. The space feels smaller, with a lot more bottles lining the wall compared to before. And knowing what might be waiting for me here makes things worse. That's the mirror, I think. The mirror. I have been moved from the study is my goal. I did not return to it after my initial discovery. But the thought of Lorraine, how much I want to see her again, even if it's just for one more time, keeps coming back to mind. As I walk through the cellar, I have to stop when I feel something crunch beneath my feet. Oh no, Stinky, thank you, listening. Interesting. Whatever few bottles were left behind here are now nothing but glass under my heels. Perhaps dropped by one of the many chefs or bartenders the butler had escorted to here before. I love I'm heading to town. Okay, be safe. And it made a downright mess with red sticky pooling from the remnants of a good drink. With how dark this place is, a person with a dark enough imagination can easily mistake it for blood. Why the music is going out? I can't help but think it is, despite the easy, logical explanation that had come to my mind, only because of what I'm about to do. It's merely a momentary distraction as I continue to the end of the cellar where the mirror stands. Popped up on the far wall, it gleams incorrectly while pretending to be a simple and ordinary mirror. How morbid to think this thing can show a person their deepest, most desperate desire. What is this, Harry Potter? And then twist it to an image so dark. That's what I had seen that day. Though I heard Lorraine many times, I had only seen her here within its frame. I wonder if people have discovered it before. I don't think it's the mirror though, it's the whole mansion. It's haunted. How many were wasted away in front of it? Enamored? I don't know what that word is. And how many were frightened away by what they saw? Yet, as I stand before it now, nothing. I can barely see my own reflection in this dark.
How does this even work? Mirror, mirror on the wall?
Show me my Lorraine or nothing at all?
Something? Anything?
Nothing. Touching its surface doesn't make it magically activate or anything like that. There is no sudden surge of power, and I'm not suddenly granted sight. It stays what it is, a mirror. Was Lorraine's appearance in the mirror all some sort of fever dream? Am I really that burdened with guilt and despair that my mind would eat itself in my stress and have me hallucinate such things? It's not hallucination. Either way, just going here on some crazed obsession for a girl long gone must warrant me a trip to a doctor. Already I feel ill. After a few more minutes, in hopes that something would change, I turn around to leave. It's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. Come on. I can just go back upstairs like nothing ever happened. Perhaps drop by the party for some hors d'oeuvre. I don't know. I can't speak French or whatever that is. Then go home and collect myself. Besides, Miss Wright is expecting me and I'm
Going to leave me again then, are you?
There you go. That's the voice. I stop in my tracks, but I don't turn back. As much as it pains me, I don't look back. If I'm just hearing her again, desperately delusional, and I look back to see nothing, I don't want to give myself false hope. But when I feel fingers around my wrist pull at me, I look back in shock. Oh my god. She's standing there. My first thought, how is God's name is this possible? And the second is Lorraine. Hello. Her hands are cold. She's dead. Years ago. What is this?
Are you that mad at me that you're just going to ignore me, Marianne?
I don't know what to say, and I can only stare at her in wonder. She stands there in the mirror. In the mirror. Okay, she's in the mirror. Okay. With only her arm extended outwards for my sake. What the... I look at the hand still holding my wrist, and then she sees me looking at it. She moves it so that our hands are intertwined. Fingers are weaved together. What is this? Oh my god, stop romancing with a ghost. Seeing her there and feeling her touch meant I'm not crazy. Though however impossible and unexplainable this is all to me right now. It just takes my breath away. Pulling her out from there is tempting. I can't imagine doing so with ease. We can be together again, Lorraine and Marianne, like nothing had ever happened. But that would be all great big lie, wouldn't it?
What? Tack out your tongue? Don't just look at me like that. Say something.
Even if this thing were some magic portal that could bring back the dead, that doesn't ease and erase anything. Yeah. She's not real. Come on. It's not Lorraine. Can't be. Just looking at her, still a young teenager while I'm already a grown woman. It serves no other reason than to break the illusion that blinds me. I've seen her twice now, always behind that mirror. If this is real, if this isn't some delusion, then why can't she only exist behind the glass?
Yeah. You have no idea how happy I am to see you. It's been so long.
No.
You don't look happy.
I really am happy. But at the same time, I can't help but think about what happened to you.
And what does that mean? What are you saying?
I didn't let her
But
finish.
at the same time, I can't help but think about what happened to you.
And what does that mean? What are you saying?
She gives me this peculiar look, and before my eyes, she moves to step out of the mirror. Really? I turn. I wrench my hand from her and take a step back, almost if I am afraid.
I don't know how this is possible, but whatever this is, it isn't real. You can't be real.
Oh, she's gonna get mad.
I'm right here, aren't I? What other proof do you need?
No, I see you. I hear you. I feel you. But even with all that, you can't be real. You just can't. I saw your body. I helped bury you. You're dead.
A deep hurt crosses her face. Oh, and it just breaks my heart into seeing her wear that expression.
Burying me wasn't the only thing you did. Don't you dare lie. But I'm going to be the bigger woman, aren't I? Let bygones be bygones. I'll forgive you. As long as you stay with me, Marianne.
No, you're not trying to... No, don't try to
That's
kill
why
me.
you came down here, right? To find me?
That was the plan. I came down here looking for her, for closure. But this isn't just closure. This is something else entirely. I didn't think I would be forced to make such a choice. I need to move on. I am not staying. You are not Lorraine. Do I leave or do I stay? I'm gonna save first. I don't want to die. I need to move on. Closure, that's all I came here for. Whatever this is, it might as well all be just a devil's trick. And I might as well make some use of it, right? I said nothing at first, for fear of enraging whatever phantom this is. I take Lorraine's hand and bring it up to my lips, pressing a kiss on her knuckles. Oh my god. She takes it as some sort of invitation to pull me along, to step back into the mirror until only her arm is extended again.
I should have been more honest back then, both to you and myself. I know it's too late. I'm sorry. But
but the thought of being with the dead did not agree with me. Not one bit.
I can't stay with you.
My first love. Goodbye, my first love. Oh my god.
So what? You're going to leave me for some old trophy wife? That's it, isn't it? You're going to leave poor Amy Lorraine and go after the next rich, pretty blonde that you see.
This is a mistake.
All these years, guilt has been my driving force. I felt so guilty for what I did, what I didn't do.
She thinks she can guilt me into being complacent, but she realizes otherwise. As I pull my hand from her and going by the look of anger on her face, an anger that runs cold, she did not like that fact that I'm not some puppet on a string. Had she chosen her words carefully, I would have accepted whatever punishment Lauren chooses to give me. Guilt had run my life, and it might have, well, very well ended it, because I deserved it.
But what I did to me. The blood in my hands is mine, not yours.
Whoever or whatever this shadow is, my gut tells me she's not Lorraine. She's not, yes. Yet I keep talking as if she is.
I broke your heart, not your neck.
Don't you dare deny it! It was your fault!
No, it was not.
Because I loved you more than I dared to admit? Yes, that was my fault. But I never meant to hurt you like that.
Despite my words, no matter how sincere they are, she appears angry, enraged in fact. It's been years since I saw the face, and even now the memory of it is still etched deeply in my mind. The hurt, the tears, and the hate spilling from her eyes that day, the moment I rejected her, rejected myself for who I am. And she definitely will hate what I'm about to do next. To my left, a wine rack. Oh my god, you're gonna break something. And from there, I take a and pray all the saints I can remember, for all my sins, for every hurtful words I've uttered, for what I have driven her to do that day, what I have forced her into.
What are you doing?
I do it without thinking twice. Quickly, before I can hesitate, I grab a ball and send it straight towards the mirror. Going to bed, so I said this to AFK. Okay, Kenny. Well, thanks for being here. Welcome to the stream. Oh my god. Shards of bottle and the mirror are sometimes everywhere as Lauren's screams echo in the cellar. Bitter, searing, like every wounding accusation she hurled at me. This mansion attacks people's minds, especially Marianne's, as I see. They've never left me. I doubt they ever will. But with this, I can move away from them, from her, live my life as I should, free from the burden, her burden. Because the Lorraine I know, the real one, the person I love, will never want me carrying this to my death. As the screaming dies down, I can't help but mutter weakly.
It's done. It's done. Oh, Lorraine. Forgive me, Lorraine.
The butler is gonna kill you. Oh no. I take some time to compose myself, breathing in and out. I'm always scared like something's gonna happen. Stamping down on the tremor still, racking my hand, straightening out my jacket and fixing my hair. All week attempt to return myself to someone resembling my normal self. This would probably be easier to do with a mirror, but I likely won't be able to stand looking at one for a long time.
Well now, I should probably go back up there.
Yes, please.
Party to attend, rich socialites to do business with, and food to eat.
Yes, please.
Mrs. Wright will be happy if I make some time for it anyway.
Let's go. I want you out of that cellar. Yet one last time, to the shattered glass beneath my feet.
I'm sorry, Lorraine. May you see God's light on the path.
That's nice of her. It was never the mirror. That's the thing. Turning around to leave, and for good this time, the uneasy smile on my face falls as I see Lorraine pull And well,
Come on, Mac. You really didn't think it would be that easy, did you? You get bonus points for trying.
fuck off.
But you should know an 8 in charisma is not enough to turn undead.
She advances towards me, backs me against the wall. I can't even reach for another wine bottle without putting myself within her reach. Despite my earlier bravado, I didn't think she'll be able to exist at all without the mirror. Can you blame me though? It's not like I'm an expert on supernatural.
That's not. You shouldn't be.
Just run, Marianne.
What? Out of the mirror? Did you think just moving on will erase what you did to me?
She didn't do shit to you. It was your decision to jump off your window, okay? She rejected you, even though she loved you. What's wrong with that? Can't even deal with a breakup? Not even a breakup, a rejection. You loser.
You're nothing but a murderer, Marianne. A murderer!
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Stay back. You're not real. Leave me alone. Stop. I'm trying to move on with my life, so why won't you let me? Please, just get out of my head and leave me be.
I try to find an exit when there is a click. Johannes, please help! The next thing I know, I'm falling back into darkness. What just happened? What is this place? What just happened? If this is a bad ending, I'm going back. Johannes is one of the person who like now and sends me to like somewhere else. Like, what the fuck? I fall on my back and door slams shut behind me. In a daze, I look around worryingly and find myself in another room entirely. What the fuck is this? On the other side of the wall, some sort of secret passage, perhaps. Okay. No one did nothing. So I backed up the wall, and it's like, whoop. Sorry, fam. But it's a secret wall hidden passage door. On the other side of the wall, some sort of secret passage. Oh, there you go. Perhaps an underground tunnel that had me worried and frightened. It also proves that oddities in that mansion floor plans are a lot more than just little discrepancies. Thank you. Reading 10 on 10. I expect Lauren to jump out at me from the darkness at any time. A breeze blowing through the tunnel has me relieved though at the idea of there is a sealed way to escape should that happen. This is way better than being trapped underground with only God knows what that was. A funny thought comes to mind as I start walking to where the exit might be. I think about how Miss Wright would be so disappointed if I didn't show up to the party. I imagine how furious Mr. Wright would be for breaking one of his wine bottles. I mean, Johannes' reaction comes to mind though. I don't really know with that guy. One thing's for sure is that I would be calling Cam and Haruna for a drink as soon as I get out of here. That noise was me worried that I don't want to die. Hello! A ghastly thing, a corpse of a woman, leans on the wall. Is this the actual patient zero? I should call Ghost Zero. This is where everything started. Is this where she was punished? Because one of the memories looks like she got punished or something. This black-haired lady that's on literally here. Her arms and limbs, almost every inch of her lit body is peppered with wounds and rotting flesh. And it is when the putrid smell of blood and gore hits me, making it so that I don't even question how I missed it in the first place.
How long has this been here? Ugh, that smell. Oh, you're a nasty one, aren't you?
Why? You're like, oh, how long it's been there? Smells, you're a nasty one. Like, get shocked, it's a body. Come on, I flinch as the thing twitches. What? Oh, hello there. There you go. That's the scary part, by the way. as soon as it opens its eyes and looks at me with a smile, there's nothing on my mind but horror. I break into a run, but I'm standing. Where am I running? What is gonna happen? I try to keep on running no matter how much my legs and feet screams at me to stop. I kept going even when I look back and see nothing of her anymore because I can still hear her. The scampering of her feet. Excuse me. The words she tries to form with her bloodied mouth and the painful sounds of bone grinding against each other as she moved closer and closer to me.
How long are these damn tunnels?
There is the stairs. What you talking about? Just there. There's a split second where I know that thing is right behind me. A strange sensation creeping over my limbs when her presence looms over me. And then suddenly... Good thing to go sleep with. Like... Good stream to keep on while you're sleeping, yeah. I can't even do anything before I yank by the hair and pull back. God damn. Still, I struggle up until I am thrown to the side like some rag doll. I hit the ground on my side, and that must have smell of old hay that reaches me in my only indication that I'm still alive.
Please don't hurt me.
Please, I don't want you to die. I don't want to play all this again. If it changes to another person, what should I change? Go into the mirror? That also doesn't make any sense. I did the right thing. My body hurts. I keep my eyes shut tight, afraid of what might happen next. No, you don't do that.
What's wrong, Marianne? Are you really afraid of little old me?
That's not you. Oh my god, there is so much going on. There's one dread scene. How she's followed me even here. She looms over me, backs me further in the cell that I has thrown in a cell?
Please. It's so cold. I don't want to be alone, Marianne. Why won't you stay with me? Why would you leave me? Why?
What are you?
When it turns and shifts into that thing from before. Oh my god. What is this? A camera? It can't be a camera, right? I don't think there was anyone here recently. What is this? And with that same gruesome grin, it takes a step forward towards the cell, towards me. I saw your head move like... I barely scramble my knees when the door of the cell slams shut and it stands there staring. Shouts for help ring out in the tunnels, but none of them are coming from me. I'm more paralyzed and shocked by what is happening. My throat tightens at being fooled by the image of Lorraine as the thought of being trapped down here, while Lorraine would be here. So then where?
Help me! Help me! Oh, help me! Are you getting all this on camera, Carl?
Daredevil students. This happened. This camera is in this mansion. So there's some students got in here. They wrote a letter, it looks like, with the paint. It help me or something. Help me. Are you getting all this on camera, Carl? Okay.
Yeah, but are you guys sure this is a good idea? We're breaking and entering here. Don't worry, the owners of this place haven't been here in a long time.
Yeah, the Bruv.
Look at this thing, though. It has writing in blood like some cheesy 80s horror prop. Wait, I have an idea.
So they found it. Did you send this to 5 people? Don't tell me you did that.
Oh man, that's genius.
What kind of butthead would even take this thing seriously? Maybe we can stick this in Rowan's backpack. That's where his kid would panic.
Guys?
You're dead.
What? Spit it out. Behind you!
Wimpy kid. There in the corner. There in the corner of the cell, a digital camera comes flickering to life. And the video has played back on the screen. God damn. It's hard to even consider paying any attention to it when my life is on the line. But when the ghost doesn't move and teenagers mocking shouts of help me filled the cell, I just had to watch. And where I had seen students judging by their Saints Grotty uniforms. Where did I heard that from, Saints Grotty? I heard that before. Isn't that where Rebecca works? I think so. They were holding
That letter.
and that thing, the woman, she if you change character, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be so mad. I need to research. I think I should just play. I don't know what is a good ending, to be honest, to Marianne. You know what? Let's go through with it, and I'm not gonna check. God damn, Marianne's gonna die. I think so. I'm sad. They had party and everything. They never knew what happened to Marianne. Oh, this is new and this is new. Play something else. No, play this only. I want to finish this. That's why I'm playing this. Yeah. How long it's been I'm playing this? It's been just an hour and a half. Maybe right back though. I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom. But yeah, there is like 3 more people. Oh my god, it takes so long to play this before. Believe me, it takes a long ass time. So I have to finish Rebecca, Ashton, and Luke. I want to finish this like in like I don't know, a few days. Then I can move on to something actually scary. It's 26, 27, 28, 29. I have 3 days. I can play something else to be honest with you. Oops, I don't see. You know, let me return. Maybe I'll play something else. Why not? Not a bad idea. Maybe I'll back then. I don't have Granny Remake. But anyway. That's not the right button. There you go. It's on the camera. Nice. It saved it. I wanna play. There are games that I wanna play. Which is, I haven't downloaded it yet. Which is Heavy Rain. 34 gigs. Oh my god. Go on, download it. I have to finish this as well. This is such a headache. God damn. Wishlist, who got there? Space OGs, I'll see. I can hear ghosts. IRL. Okay, it stopped. I can do scary maps on VR chat as well. That's also an option. There's an update on here. Labyrinth, I need people to play with this. Detroit Become Human, I have to download. This is another one of the games I would play. I would love to play. I would play someday. Everything's gonna take a while to download. I think it's better if I just play the letter because I don't have anything prepared. Yeah, I'll play letter for now because I do really want to finish it. I played this for 21 hours, and I want to finish the story. I don't care anyway who dies and who doesn't at this point. Just want to finish it. So let me finish it up. Also, I'm actually excited to play Rebecca. This is how it begins, or so they say. With a gentle wind drifts through the wide open windows, muffled laughters and footsteps fading behind empty hallways, and the light kiss of the afternoon sun. This is also very chill, you know? Like I can open a beer, chill, and play. Cheers. Love it. Soon there will be a call, a crossing of threshold into the unknown. Maybe we are off to some grand adventure, or diving into another gripping mystery. One can't really tell. For all I know, a hero might have come sweep me off my feet if I'm lucky.
That's not exactly a bad thing when you think about it.
But this is far from one, isn't it? In it. A riveting tale, that is. Hey, in her classroom. Gority High School, I was right. The mild breeze, the faint murmurs, the warm rays painting every nook and cranny a fiery hue. They are all as real as they can get. As much as I want to write a little tale out of this, I'm far from someone who can. Fleeting fancies. That's what these are, merely passing through to occupy an idle mind, while waiting for another busy work day to end. Then again, maybe in another life, I am one, who knows? But at present, what I have and what I have chosen to be. Well,
I won't last years here if I find teaching rowdy adolescents a tedious job, will I?
admittedly, the whole affair isn't exactly as grand or exciting as I had imagined as a child. If I weren't too stubborn and too passionate about the whole idea, I probably would have quit a long time ago. But it always the kids that makes it worthwhile, isn't it? As if so loud, as if an agreement. As soon as my pen slides into a neat circle against the paper I'm grading, and the final bell rings, like dam that has opened, like a dam that has opened, soon being piled out into the hallway soon after. For a short minute, I let the noise fill my ears, let my mind wander to a place far removed from all the hubbub. Solitary moments like this have some few and far between lately. Even my own home hasn't been as quiet as usually I prefer. What did I read? Even my own home hasn't been as quiet as usually I prefer. I did read it right. Though, in hindsight, the entire place hasn't been the same either since Isabella moved in next door. And if her fussing over a minor cold last week tells anything, I might as well thrown away idea of solitude out of the nearest balcony so long as she lives nearby. At the memory, my eyes automatically shifts over to the bottle sitting at the edge of my desk. A chuckle escapes from me as I reach for it.
A little ball of energy and enthusiasm. That big baby.
Mother hen, she calls me, and then she says and does the same thing right after. It's not that I'm unused to being on the receiving end of other people's worries, or I feel any sort of apprehension over her fretting. If I am to be completely honest, it's actually amusing how someone can be childlike one minute and then act like a responsible adult the next. But there is a dissonance there, both in her actions and words. Although She may not look like it, may not say anything, may not lose her cheer one way or another. I know there is troubles have weighted down on her lately. Her face says wrong. That big numpty. I got called numpty once. If she thinks I will know this, she got another thing coming for her. That's how she has always been. I do understand that part, loud and clear. It's just that I really rather not pass another burden onto her.
Or become one myself.
Aren't I supposed to be the one taking care of them? Though, I guess that's simply one of those things people eventually grow away from once you have all started leading different lives. Not completely different, I hope. Somehow that makes me feel uneasy. Thankfully, before strange ideas can take root in my head, a faint buzzing comes from my bag, cutting through the rest of my thoughts. Unknown, interesting. A small frown forms in my lips when the screen lights up and an unknown number flashes. For a long second, my thumb hovers over the answer button. Even the voice that responds once I do accept the call is wholly unfamiliar.
Hello?
Who is gonna be?
Oh, goodness. Finally, it connects.
Who is this?
Hello? Is this Miss Gales? Rebecca Gales?
Yes, Yes, speaking. Who is this?
Taking breaks from the camera is sometimes nice.
Oh, sorry.
Autoplay.
Rose Cooper.
Oh,
Briar Realty
shit.
Corporation.
Briar Realty?
My frown deepens as I straighten from my chair. Something in her tone, despite sounding remarkably friendly and light, doesn't sit quite well with me. There's a lot of time to read that, goddamn. The rigid pause that follows doesn't help ease the tension that has suddenly descended either.
Miss Cooper?
Yes. Things are a bit busy on my end. I apologize. I'm not certain if Isabella has mentioned anything before, but we're working together on a property at the moment, and...
The Armengard Mansion, yes. She said something about that earlier. Is there a problem?
This is about Isabella, actually.
She wasted no time relaying everything. The details she provided are admittedly a bit vague, but enough for me to get the gist of what happened. My god. This isn't that bad, sort of. I'm expecting, though still worrying. Especially the word panic attack and pale looking is a bit strictly woven together in one foreboding sentence. But as quickly as it surfaced, I stomped down on the urge to demand answer right there and then. Now isn't the proper time for useless questions. I'll find out soon enough regardless. To Miss Cooper's credit, she neither hesitates nor falters all throughout. There's some sort of comfort in knowing Isabella has someone like her to guide her, though not as much as I would have liked. After all, this is Isabella we're talking about. What are the chances she just said a bunch of excuses so she won't get sent home? High. Very high. Oh, she's still going to hear it this
You
time.
were listed as one of her emergency contacts, so I thought it'd be best you know about this.
How is she? Is she doing okay?
I had her take a break for now, but honestly, I'd feel better if someone were to pick her up and take her home for some rest. Anthem's a fair distance from Luxborn. I really don't want her going off on her own. I'd do it myself, but well, you know how it is today. Big day. People everywhere until the open house ends. I'm really sorry to ask this of you, Miss Gales.
I know you're busy. Oh, no, it's all good. I was just about to leave from work. I hope to leave early today anyway. A few minutes ahead wouldn't hurt. I can be there in a few, 30, 40 minutes tops. Is that all right?
More than fine, Miss Gales, thank you. We're supposed to be here until... Oh, excuse me. One moment, please.
Rose is so nice.
Yes, ma'am.
A faint hum of conversation echoes from her end that sounds as though the place is buzzing with more people than you would expect from a regular open house. It is. It was very busy. I was skeptical at first. The house is old, not to mention its inconvenient location in Luxbourne's outskirts. Who wants to live in a place almost an hour's drive away from the comforts of a city? But from what little I can hear, it appears Isabella has every right to be optimistic about the sale. If I didn't understand why she was so adamant refusing my offer to help before, I think I do now. To some degree.
We'll be resuming the tour soon. Yes, thank you. Sorry about that. I really need to get this thing going. Lord knows how I'll salvage the situation here. It shouldn't be anything complicated, but still, clients. It can be difficult when they want to be. Anyway, just look for me when you get here, alright? I shouldn't be too hard to miss.
No problem. Thanks for letting me know about this. Just make sure Isabella stays put, please. Heaven knows how stubborn that girl can be.
Oh, believe me, I know. Don't worry about it. I'll have a few of our staff keep an eye on her for me until you get here.
That's all I'm asking. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah. The whole thing ends on a surprisingly pleasant note. Yeah, they're both very nice. I mean, sometimes. If only the same can be said for the news she brought. Okay, let me do it. I allow a brief minute to pass to ease whatever tension has latched itself firmly to my nerves. But no matter how much I wish for it, my mind stubbornly refuses to do so. My hands are unsteady against the paper I pretend to arrange after. Lucid thoughts, every single ounce of it glimmer than the other, grows with each passing second I linger. Something about this whole thing, along with the sudden unease of nagging worry, screams off. Wrong. This isn't the riveting tale I hoped to step into today. Even on a rush, getting everything in order before leaving takes nearly a good quarter hour. By the time I make it out the classroom, the commotion has already died down, dwindling to mere echoes and distant laughters. From the nearby room, melodies from a rehearsing band drifts freely into the air, filling the almost empty hallway with their warm, lively tunes. Any other day, I'll stop, bask in the music, and enjoy what little peace it brings. Not today, however. My steps are brisk and surely as I march to Edward Hall's exit. Edward Hall's exit. The sooner I confirm Isabel is okay, the sooner I can shake it off, this niggling feeling? Niggling? I don't know what that is. For one reason or another, the single call of all possible things had thrown everything off kilter. I'd rather this be over with as quickly as possible. So much that I nearly barrel over students in my haste. Though perhaps it's really the other way around. Oh, when I look down, a set of eyes, bright and hopeful, stares back at me. I've seen her before. Her arms are wrapped around my waist like a vice, and my attention, a grin spreads over her face.
Buenas tardes, Miss Pink.
Miss Pink.
Hello, Kylie. You know, you aren't supposed to run into people like that.
Sorry, Miss Pink.
She loosens her hold on me, but not a hint of guilt or regret appears on her. If anything, it seems like The remark only amused her. A smile appears on my face before I can help it, matching the one on
Just
her
remember
own.
not to do it again, alright? You could get hurt.
You sound like my mama when she's scolding Rowan, Miss Pink.
I'm sure your mama only means well. I know she'll be worried sick if one of you were to get hurt. Where's your brother anyway? Aren't you two supposed to be heading home now?
Rowan said he's got some stuff he needs to do before we go. I think he's taking too long. But he promised to buy me jelly babies today, if I keep what he's doing a secret from Mama and Papa.
Any chance you'll tell Miss Pink about it?
She shakes her head, and both her hands going to her mouth as if it keep a precious secret from spilling out. My God.
I made a promise. He said it's for Tia Luke.
Oh, something like a gift?
Like a deal. Tio promised to take him somewhere cool when he's old enough. Rowan's gonna prove he's a grown-up.
Oh my God. I think they're gonna go to the mansion. Prove that he's a grown-up by going to the haunted mansion. What the I think so. Slight laughter slips from my lips. The teacher in me wants to give over this Tio is an reprimand for bringing about this kind of behavior in children. Yes. But if both Sora's kids are on fond of him, there shouldn't be anything to worry about, yeah? At any rate, they're nothing but well behaved. Both Kylie and her brother, Rowan, the eldest, may have an occasional odd streak in and out of class, but their parents taught them well. I see no reason to cast any suspicion of bad behavior on them. No, not that. Wrong button.
As long as it isn't anything dangerous, alright?
It's not. Cross my heart. My drawings are a lot prettier than what he's doing anyway. Tio said so.
Oh, they're drawing? Okay.
Do you want to see? I drew one earlier at class.
Is that why you're here?
Not really. I was gonna show it to my friend first. But since it's you, I'm sure she wouldn't mind if you see it before she does.
Oh, oh no. I can't stay right now, Kylie.
Her face falls immediately after the words are out. A small part of me feels responsible for the crestfallen look, but as much as I want to stay a little longer, there's another place I need to be at right now. And frankly, another child to look after. Taking both of her hands, I kneel in front of her and muster the most rueful smile I can give. At her age, I'm quite sure she already understands what I'm about to say before they're even out. But remarkably, she doesn't look away or pout as I'm expecting her to.
I'm sorry. You know what? Rowan has a class with me on Monday around this time. Why don't you drop by again next week, after class? I'll even make sure to wait for you. It's just that I absolutely must leave now. My friend had an accident earlier, and I'm the only one she has here.
What about her mama and papa?
They live in Philippines.
Her family lives really far from here, I'm afraid. Do you remember where Asia is? The southeast part? That's where they are.
Her eyes immediately lightens up at my question, just like that. I know I've earned the girl's forgiveness.
Oh, just like Takako.
Who?
My friend. She said she used to live there, only just a little higher than southeast. But she hasn't come home in a long time, so she doesn't remember much about it anymore. Melody says it's weird I talk to her, but I think she's just shy.
It's like she I think she just sees dead people.
They could be good friends too! Don't you think so, Miss Pink?
Maybe if you introduce them properly, they will be.
That's what I think. Takako's just lonely. If she makes more friends, she won't be anymore. Is your friend like that too?
Lonely? I don't think so.
A little, possibly. To be honest, sometimes I can't tell with her.
After all, Isabella has always been the kind to hold a smile, even when things have taken a turn for the worse. 5 years, and one will think it's enough time to know a person. But when you consider it, come to think of it, all these years, I've never, not even once, seen her cry. Not over a trivial matter or even when things are tough.
Okay, you can go to her. I'll just show you my drawing next time.
Yes, please.
Thank you. Remind me to buy you a huge glass of parfait, all right?
No, I'll get a stomachache. Takako says so.
She talks like Ghosty.
A small one is okay.
I'll remember that. Say hi to your friend for me.
I will. I'm sure she'd love to meet you too. See you, Miss Pink.
I'll see you later, Kylie.
Okay, Kid Blue.
London Bridge is falling down,
Falling down, falling down.
London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady.
She doesn't look back or wait for any sort of goodbye from me. With this song, with an extra spring in her steps, she bounded across the corridor with as much spirit only a child at her age can have. As if the conversation has never taken any downhill turn for her at all. As if there isn't a single thing to worry about in this world. Not long after, she disappears behind a door, living behind strains of an old familiar rhythm lingering in the air. Carefree, unbidden, untroubled moments like this, I envy her. And as I resume my hurried pace, a tiny whisper from at the back of my mind wishes that same can be said of myself and my own worries. Lexbone may be a small city, but it's no stranger to hellish rush hour traffic. I love the music here, but surprisingly, getting out of the city today proves more of a breeze than a hassle. A relief, considering how none of my calls to Isabella have made it through. Either the reception's really bad over there, or she's ignoring them on purpose. Both does nothing to ease the delinquent in me. He's a disquint in me, delinquent. Oh my god. The rest of my drive passes without much incident as soon as I'm out the busy streets. In less than 30 minutes, the mansion looms ahead of me. Oh, I hate being here. For all the fuss Isabella made about the house, it remains a thing of beauty. Unlike Luxbourne, the estate and the nearby Anselm village stand as its complete opposite. I want to see the Anselm village, to be honest. Living and breathing the song of the old, whispers of an old booming have lingering in the air. Contemporary conveniences aside, it's a place I'm glad modernization hasn't wholly touched.
It's just a shame the locals know more of the silly hearsay than the history itself. If I could only knock some sense into these people!
Sadly, complaining is all I can afford to do. As much as I want to give them a piece of my mind, it isn't why I'm here. I don't think these rich types will appreciate getting a lecture from me either. I have as much business with them as they have with me. With a heavy sigh, I give myself one last second to take the dinner before heading up to the main entrance. Most of the guests are already heading out, though some still linger. It mainly just to take photos of the house's facade or its various rooms. I pause for a moment, scanning the small crowd gathering in the foyer, looking for any sign of the familiar ponytail among the sea of hats and heads.
No sign of her.
No sign of the other staff or Miss Cooper either. I can certainly look for Isabella on my own, but in this place this big, I'll be lucky if I didn't end up lost or find her before we need to meet with Zachary and Ash tonight. Sighing, I reach for my mobile and read out her number. The gesture familiar now after so many attempts early. She doesn't answer. I still try contacting Miss Cooper. I just hope network reception will cooperate this time. The side of this country has never been popular with the tech savvy after all. To my relief, it only took 3 unsuccessful tries. Oh my god. At the 4th one, right as it's about to switch to another intercept message, the line finally rings. Silence follows while I wait for her to pick up. The ringing going far too long for my tastes. By now, most of the visitors have already cleared out. All I have for company are the faint murmurs and an eerie calmness left in their wake. I suddenly hush settles and give way to noises louder than they're ever meant to be. A sudden hush settles and gives way to noises louder than they're meant to be. Doors creaking and slamming shut in some distant part of the mansion, floorboarding groaning under the sheer weight of the house's history. In the now empty hall, they all reverberate the special clarity against the wall. Like this, the old story seems to almost have a ring of truth to it. Oh my god, pick it up, it's annoying. I don't get to stray far into the ugly line of thought, however. Not a second later, a click sounds from the other end.
Hello? Isabella? Miss Cooper called earlier and...
Go away, ghost. Go away. No, we are not helping you. You asshole. You say help me and then you kill people.
Isabella? Belle? Are you alright?
Without any warning, the call gets cut off. No one is tech savvy in this friend group. But the ghost is. She can tap into your phone calls. But above the noise... Bro, already? This is the first time she went there. This is before she saw the letter. This is not about the letter at all anymore. She saw the letter like 2 days after this, right? But above the noise cutting through the mute air remains the faint cries of a woman. From beyond the foyer, my hand falls to my side as I cast a worried look around, waiting for someone to come running. I surely can't be the only one here hearing this. There must still be some staff hanging around checking things out, but no one does. Not even when her sobs turn more frantic and anguished.
Excuse me? Hello? Who's there? Isabella? Isabella? Is that you?
No, it's not Isabella. That voice has 2 tones. No answer. Growing anxious, I amble over where her cries come from. Each step, slow and cautious, towards the door on the other end of the room. Hold on. Alexa, stop. While I'm far from someone who rarely gives in to fear or stories lacking factual basis, the vague, restless feeling I have earlier immediately returns to me. And despite myself, my heart begins to race, and my breathing quickens.
Belle? Belle, it's me. Miss Cooper called. Is everything okay?
Abruptly, all of it stops. My whole body tenses, mouth dragging in a ragged breath, ear straining from any other sound yet to come from the other side. But nothing follows. Instead, a quiet only lends itself to the heavy tension in the air, as if every small movement will disturb the fragile stillness hanging in the room. I wait for another second. Then with a caution, I reach for the knob. My finger barely grazed the brass handle when a hand falls onto my shoulder.
Excuse me, ma'am?
Oh, this. God damn.
I am so sorry. I didn't mean to startle you.
No, it's
Still reeling, my gaze shifts back to the door as if any second now the cries will start again or whoever's inside will burst out of the room. But I don't get to dwell on these. The woman worried voice breaks through the haze in my mind again, oddly soothing in the thick of my unease. Even if the concerned look comes from a total stranger, finally being in the company of someone else is somehow comforting.
Ma'am? Are you okay?
Oh, no, I'm fine. This is probably just some cold.
Do you need to sit down?
No need. I'm actually looking for a friend.
I whip the mobile in front of her, like the gesture alone explains everything. Vaguely, I note my tight grip on it and quickly slips it into my pocket before she notices. She doesn't need to know.
Well, I'm not really sure if your friend would still be here. We're actually about to close the open house in a few minutes, ma'am.
No worries. She's not a guest here. She works for Briar Realty. Miss Cooper called me earlier. In fact, I'm also looking for her.
Ah, there she is, Miss Cooper. Recognizing flashes in her eyes and her worried expression dissolve into smile at once. It's all I need to know that I don't have to look elsewhere or venture deeper into the mansion on my own. In some way, I'm not too keen on the latter right now.
Oh, Miss Rebecca Gales, is it?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Sorry if I'm a bit late.
You're fine, Rebecca.
It's not a problem. I was busy with the open house and a few clients anyway. It's actually a good thing you came when you did.
Really?
Let's see. Isabella should be here somewhere. I told her to stay put earlier. That girl never listens.
Okay.
Rose? Rosie?
Oh no, she sees something.
May I have a minute? There's just this one little thing before we go.
Miss Cooper immediately snaps up at that voice. In a blink, different kind of smile spreads on her face. A smile still friendly, even, but the kind given mainly for the sake of pleasing other people rather than making friends.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be there in a few.
It's an impressive thing, to say the least. The level of professionalism. I suppose working years in this kind of business trains you enough to be able to put that off without batting an eye. I certainly didn't seem to have rubbed off on Isabella, though.
Sorry, could you give me a second? I have to take care of this.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. I understand. I can wait a few more minutes. Clients, right?
You won't hear anything from me. Priorities, you know? But if you want, you can stay at the parlor in the meantime. I think we have a few refreshments left.
No, thank you. I'm going out with a few friends after this. Isabella's supposed to join us too. But that depends on how she's doing, of course.
Alright, this won't be long, I promise.
Okay. She throws me an apologetic look before sauntering over the small group gathered at the entrance. Oh my god. Couple of siblings. Another woman, probably their secretary. Either way, they look no different from the other guests. All three of them, primarily dressed, albeit in the mansion, significantly simpler than the others, or frills no extravagance of any form. But their gesture and movement alone speak volumes. It's their ingrained lifestyle. In their presence, I do what I can appear inconspicuous on my side. Inconspicuous. inconspicuous, on my side of the fire. Maybe accepting Miss Cooper's offer wouldn't have been much of a better choice than standing around awkwardly and gaping at them. Well, while also attempting my best not to listen on their conversation, although that one proved more difficult with how enthusiastic the blonde woman is. Her voice still echoes through the walls with only the 5 of us here. Pretty soon I find myself being drawn into their talk without meaning to.
Tomorrow? First thing in the morning?
First thing in the morning, ma'am.
The mundane talk isn't what catches my attention, however.
Very well. We'll have our lawyers prepare everything as soon as possible. Let's make this whole thing easier for everyone, shall we? Just let me know if there's anything you need from me. You know how to contact me, yes?
Got your mobile number saved here already.
Good. It's just a matter of time then.
It's a brief moment. The fleeting shift of my eye. Oh no.
Monday for us, Marianne.
As long as you're positive, we won't be having any problems by that time. You can count on my team.
I always feel like he got a dark aura around him. Always. Like, look at that. Like, he's smoking. She doesn't have it. She doesn't have it. She doesn't have it. But he does. It's not the first time I'm noticing it. I noticed it when, like, with the Zachary. When he went to the house. It's not always, but sometimes I think he got a dark aura or some shit.
You worry too much. Let me handle those things. Do be thrilled, though. I imagine it's not every day you get projects like this,
And the instant I turn my gaze on him, I see
I'm
it.
certain Mint's ecstatic, Buttercup. Aren't you, Marianne? You know, we could all celebrate this with a
You see
few
what?
drinks. Why don't we? In fact, there's this really excellent Irish pub I visited a few days ago.
Looming, however, over his shoulder. Oh no, shoulders. Drawn to him like a moth to a flame. A dark blur. Yes! I'm glad you noticed it too. No. Wait, did I miss anything? A dark blur? No, I didn't. A shadow.
I think I'll pass on that, sir.
What happened to our mic?
More important matters to attend to.
Mother love, she's busy.
It's her. She's getting blurred volumes, I guess.
What a shame. You never let me do anything fun.
But as I try to make sense of it, I have a feeling descends over my whole body. It happens without warning, forcing me to close my eyes. The sensation creeps every part of me, crawling under my skin and draining me little by little of any strength. Before I know it, my hand is gripping the nearby door for support. The sudden nausea drowns out their voice and what little sound there is. All except for the whispers and laughters? Judging, mocking, taunting, muffled, inaudible words bearing down on me like a death sentence. They wrap around my neck and limbs, binds, tightening with every syllable, every utterance. And with each draw of breath I take, they drag me down slowly, almost painfully, into a bottomless abyss. On and on and on, till the sound turns to mere distant echoes. Then suddenly it shatters. I clearly forgot my heartbeat sensor, but...
Well, what are we waiting for? Are we done here?
Blonde bloke. His voice rips through the fog like a sharp blade. And the dark thing is gone. It's the shadow. I see. It's the shadow. It's not him. My eyes snap open. No, let's do this. When I look at them again, it's
You
gone.
can head back to the car first if you want, Luke. I hope that settles everything, Rose. I don't know what Isabel's problem is, but please make sure she doesn't hurt herself. Anyway, we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Okay.
Likewise, ma'am.
God. No shadows, no dark clouds. Only a merciful smile and cordial handshakes. The usual pleasantries as Miss Cooper leads them out of the mansion like a graceful host. None of them group seems to have noticed it. And even as I force my breathing to calm down, keep my eyes tinted on their back, and wait for something to happen, it doesn't come back. She returns a moment later, gently closes the great doors behind her, but there is a smile on her lips and an extra skip in her step. Then she walks back to me. Whatever she was discussing with the group had put her in a good mood. Even she appears to have not observed anything odd. Was I just seeing things?
Glad that was over. It's been a long day. I thought for sure we were going to... hey, are you sure you're doing okay? You look a bit green.
No, you look a lot of green. Anyway, let me be back. I need to turn on my AC. It's getting hot. It's getting very hot in my room. I needed to turn on my AC. Ugh.
It's all good. I'm actually still recovering from a cold. Weather's been crazy lately.
That must be it. The weather. The stupid cold and the friendly warnings I'm too stubborn to listen to. As much as I hate to admit it, Isabella's right. I'm a little feverish when she visited me school this morning. The medicine helped, of course, but only some. Although it's not like I can function, I did get better after lunch, and I was able to go through my schedule like the usual. Now, heavy rain is installed, hell yeah. No, I'm not sure. However, I can't keep acting like I've never seen some sort of apprehension when it's anything, but I simply must have listened too many times to Isabella last week. My fever muddled mind has started to confuse things. If this doesn't let up, I just need another visit to my doctor, plain and simple. Though I do hope it won't get worse. We did promise to watch Zachary's film together.
I know what you mean. I've been complaining to Isabel. It doesn't seem to affect her much, though. Must be because she grew up in the tropics. Anyway, shall we? She's probably hanging out with the rest of the catering staff.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised she's there. She eats like 10 hungry men when she isn't feeling well. Lead the way.
The small nod she gestures me to follow. I do so without much thought, finally putting everything in the back of my head. The entire visit took a whole 24 minutes, and my trip to the mansion, as it turns out, is a useless endeavor in itself. Isabella no longer there. Left shortly before I arrived. Or at least that's what the few staff who saw her assumed. None of them knew where she went, but I can take a few guesses. There's only a number of places in Luxmont she frequents, and well, she's never been the complex kind. It doesn't really take a genius to figure it out. Still, it's odd she left on her own. She could have at least waited for Miss Cooper, or would have saved her having to pay the cab's fare twice today.
And right after she was told to stay put! I mean, who does that? Oh, sod off! You don't own the road!
My god, Becca. In the end, all Miss Cooper could give me were a string of apologies for my trouble and a request to let her know when I find Isabella. The whole affair didn't even last long. I probably spent more time traveling back and forth. Soon enough, I'm weaving my way back to downtown Luxbourne, where it's sick, and on top of that, maybe a little annoyed. Whether at the unexpected turn of events or at Isabella herself, I'd rather not think about it now. What was it? For it now. Weird. Not when I'm already running late for Zachary's film. Besides, I'm perfectly sure that's where I'll find her. Not that. Yes, you will. As one would expect, people are already gathering at the movie house when I get to it. The small avenue where it's located has been closed off early from any passing traffic to make way for the avid moviegoers who is sure to crowd the venue. Okay, the music is not too loud. I have to park almost a street away and walk the remaining distance because of it. Looking for them has taken a while in the crowd this big, but I eventually spot them near the entrance. Thanks to Zachary mostly. And like I've summarized, Isabella's with them.
I knew it.
Wasting no time, I march over there. Little gossip. Words filled with concern coming out of my mouth before I can stop myself. Okay.
Isabella! Oh, thank goodness!
Oh, there's no autoplay?
Becca, you're just in time.
Oh shit! Okay, an odd expression crosses her face as I hold it with both hands. But I ignore it in favor of getting a good look at her, forcing her to keep still and fix her gaze at me.
Becca, you're squishing my face. How are you? Are you alright? Why wouldn't I be?
There doesn't seem to be any visible injuries, nor does she appear to be in pain. Apart from her confused frown at my question, she looks pretty much like how she would any other day. Even so, you can't really tell those things with her at first glance. This is slower. The last time she got sick, she never bothered to call anyone, even me, who lives right next door. If I hadn't checked on her then, she probably would have died on her bed with the rest of us none the wiser. It's one thing we laugh about now, but moments like those only teaches you something about a person. If anything, it has given me more reason to constantly worry about her. At the moment a familiar name comes up, I know my concerns right now aren't completely baseless.
Rose called me earlier.
Her expression swift changes and gently as she can, Isabella pushes my hands away. Yet even before she says anything, I already have a hunch how this whole thing will play out. Oh. So much reading.
Oh, no, everything's good. Rose covered for me at work today. That's not what I'm talking about. How's your head?
Then and there, the whole conversation goes down as I imagine. She dodged my hand when I reached for the back of her head, intending to check the said injury myself. Even makes a show of hiding behind Zachary just to avoid me. Oh my god. Instantly, what's supposed to be simple inquiry dissolves into a shameless game of tag. That's cute. shouting and chasing, like none of us can be bothered to act like the full-grown adults we are all supposed to be, including Ashton. I won't put it past Isabella, but Ash, out of everyone? In fact, if that stupid smirk on his face tells me anything, he finds the whole mess amusing. I do too. Oh, for the love of...
Isabella, this isn't a laughing matter.
She did look pale when I saw her.
Wow, thanks a lot, Ashton, you traitor. I'll get you back for this, just you wait.
What? I'm just saying it as it is. If you mentioned this earlier, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
There's a moment's pause. My hand still mid-air as the attention shifts to Ashton and the word he lives hanging between the four of us. He doesn't meet my eye. I don't think he's even aware of what he said. But the meaning is each syllable alone is clear. And they echo. They sting. Oh my god, you're in love with Ashton. They burn. Because he went to pick her up.
I'm sorry. Saw her?
Yeah, they arrived together. Bella looked fine to me then. I don't know.
Of course. Of course. Why else would Isabella leave on her own after being told to stay put? After that little chat about money this morning. Something close to silence falls while I mull over their words. Both what they have been said and what's left unspoken. When I do find my voice, it's only reeks with nothing but bitter, unpleasant thoughts. Thoughts I quickly stamp out before they surface. Thoughts I hide the best I can in the deepest parts of my mind, locking it away for no one to see.
Oh, that's good. At least she didn't have to travel alone, right? At least. Good.
Yet try as I might, the green-eyed monster easily rears the... What? Wait. Yet I try as I might, the green-eyed monster easily rears its ugly head, like it always does every time his gaze lingers a second longer. What? Why are you calling Zachary a monster? Each time he smiles in a manner too far gentle, too far sincere, whenever he thinks no one can see. Every time my mind says his words mean more than they should. Zachary's a nice guy. Come on. Every small little things. Despite what he says, despite his tone.
Look, you guys.
For all I know, it may just be the same kind of fondness born from friendship. Yep. Maybe I'm simply overthinking, like he often tells me. Or maybe there's really something there. But in a shot of delay of impatience, I know the whole of it is just for show. After all, growing up together with him didn't teach me nothing about him. But for whose sake it is this time though. For him. For Zachary. For her. Oh, she was talking about Ashton. Or for me. That I can't tell.
If she says she's okay, then there's nothing we can do about it. It's not like we can stop her either. Besides, she's still acting like the same old Isabella to me, if she can still run around like that.
Why are you taking her side?
I'm not. But if she wants to watch Zach's movie with us, I'm not going to stop her. She's probably the one looking forward to it the most.
Ash, that's... You, of all people, should know...
Tell you what, if I notice something amiss with her, I'll take her to the nearest hospital myself. Is that good enough for you?
My mouth opens and then snaps shut almost as quickly, forming a thin, hard line instead. I can't respond, not because there is nothing to say. On the contrary, there's plenty, so many things I can use for a reason and get him to agree. but because he speaks with much certainty, with much reassurance, it feels like there isn't even a choice. All I can give is a long deep breath and a reluctant nod in the face of it. Before I can get a grip of myself and my own weakness, the mood immediately shifts, and I'm being tackled into a hug.
Thanks, Becca.
It's always been you with him, isn't it?
Did you say something?
Me? Nothing. Don't mind me.
A lie, obviously. What else can it be? Each and every smile, a tiny effort to keep things as they are, or so I tell myself. Little do I know, this is merely a preamble. It starts out quietly without fanfare, amidst friendly jibs and harmless teasing, with a scrap of paper fluttering harmlessly to the ground. Oh, of course. Of course. Even she looks Asian. On that look suspicious, like a cheap Halloween prank, no matter how you look at it. And yet, despite how ludicrous it all is, Isabella stubbornly insists, as if our whole life depends on acknowledging the truth in a story. Does she ever realize how absurd she sounds now? You saw... No, you didn't saw. You felt it. Come on. Does she even realize how absurd... Oh, you read that. Grievance. Even my students wouldn't fall for this.
Isabella, aren't you taking this a bit too far?
She doesn't give me time to regret nor think over my choice of words. From there, it escalates, grows into argument too petty even for our stands as adults. Before we know it, one after another, harsh, scattering words are being spoken.
It's not a joke! Will you guys listen to me first? I saw something in the house earlier. It stood right in front of me. If I hadn't gotten away, that thing might have...
Right. And in broad daylight, Isabella. Even someone gullible would find the logic in that screwed up. There's also no way in hell that this supernatural shit is true.
But it's real! What do you think I saw?
A hallucination? A delusion? Didn't you say you fell down some stairs? So maybe Rebecca's right.
It happened after, when I was trying to get away. I almost got stuck in the same room with that thing. We're all in danger. I thought you were my friends. Why don't you believe me?
But someone has been patient in all this, and however much my own has already been frayed earlier, there's no one else. Who else here can deal with someone selfishly acting like a kid? What? Selfishly, yeah? Like every other time, it had to be me.
We are, and you know that. But this thing and that thing has got nothing to do with the other. When Rose called earlier, I thought she's just exaggerating. But based on what I'm seeing right now, maybe it's better if we really postpone this for now.
Don't bother.
Just like that, she cuts us off. Slams the door right on her face while my own temper flares before I can stop it. Although it flatters briefly at the hard expression on her when she snatches the blasted paper from Ashton. I hold on to it. Regardless of how upset she appears, soured expression and balled fists. Throwing a tantrum is simply unacceptable for a grown woman at that. Words from at the tip of my tongue, ready. But before I can open my mouth and let all of it out, her feelings and mistakes be damned, Zachary raises a voice of his own.
Guys!
Zachary is a nice fellow, my god. A warning underneath the warm and hopeful beat in his voice. We all stop and look at him, and even my own anger subside a little at his tone.
Why don't we all calm down first? I'm sure Isabella has her reasons too. No need to be hard on her. And hey, ain't this supposed to be a happy get-together?
To an outsider, it may sound like a desperate request, but Zachary has always been the one to keep a level head over petty squabbles. This time, no different. He knows what to say, and when he lets it fall, they only ring sharp and true.
We haven't seen each other for months. I'd really love to know what y'all have been up to. I only ever get to talk to Bella over chat. Please.
And as careful as he is with his own tone, it does make me feel ashamed. We are supposed to be here for him, to give what little support we can give, yet here he is, trying to keep three stubborn people from outright hashing it out in public. Later we can and will talk about it, of course. There's a proper time and place for it, and at the moment my anger and whatever reprimands it carries no longer matters. Besides me, Ashton appears to have already caught on. The lines on his shoulders ease and something much more relaxed. His expression back to its usual nonchalance. Isabella, however, she stands perfectly still, her hand clasping the straps of her bag like a lifeline, eyes strained at some point near. Eyes strained at some point near her shoes. There's no anger in her face. Only an undeniable hurt. But she's never been good at hiding what she thinks. Always the open book, always the one wears her heart out in the open. And when she looks up, her answer is also as simple.
If we keep arguing here, we're going to miss the first few minutes.
Her lips are curled up in a smile, though lacking both the usual brightness and glee. It's a smile nonetheless. I have seen it countless times. It's the very same one she would show when she knows no other choice or simply when things get tough for her. But despite everything I already know about her, it still catches me off guard. In all honesty, I expected her to run to Baluk at the first sign of losing this time. I won't even be surprised. At 26, she is the youngest among the rest of us, less experienced, less accustomed to dealing with trivial quarrels like this. And here she is holding herself and coping with it like how she would with matters concerning her family. Outside of that, to me, she has always been this childish, naive girl, and watching the opposite play out right now, somehow I find it difficult to wrap my head around it.
All right, that's the Isabella I know.
Oh, good. I thought for sure you were going to cry.
But I envy her.
What was that for?
Stop calling me a crybaby! I'm not one!
Oh, don't cry.
Stop it!
I envy her spirit, her warmth, her cheer. Oh, Becca! The shine in her eyes when she looks at the world. How everything seems to simply fall back to a pleasant, lively rhythm with her around. How easily and tightly she fits into your lives, even without bonds. Only long years could it forge, like a lost piece of puzzle despite her jagged edges. How she draws people to her with ease. How Ashton of all people can be drawn to her.
Okay, scaredy cat then.
That too! If you repeat that, I swear I'll...
Let's just go.
A make no efforts keeping the bitterness from my tone. Let it sleep, linger stiffly in the air as I avert my gaze from them. From their playful banter, their friendly teasing remarks, and Ashton's tender, affectionate smiles. All before the stabbing aches in my heart changes into something too painful to bear. God damn. It's all in my head, is what I've often tell myself. Yet the way my heart rends at just the sight of them hurts. And like a crowd, I walk away from all of it, taking with me a small hope the movie will distract me away from these thoughts. Because like this, it's easy to find something to hate in her. Dusk has already given way tonight when we leave the film fest. Unfortunately, it does nothing to improve my mood like I am hoping. Neither does the muggy air that greets us upon stepping back into the noisy street. Too busy, too loud, too many people talking what little space the sidewalk offers. It forces everyone to bump shoulders with those they barely know, let alone care about. On a normal evening, I probably wouldn't have minded the crowd nor the humid weather. It's not like any of them are bothering anymore. And yet, even with what's admittedly a pleasant company, I can't bring myself to lighten up.
See you guys some other time.
What is that person doing?
Yeah, see ya.
Not even to return the smile Ashton and Zachary gives us when we go our separate ways. Perhaps this started with Miss Cooper's call earlier than that. Maybe even the moment I left bed this morning. Bloody hell. I could have been because of that sodding letter, for all I know. I couldn't care less at this point. All I want to get warm bath, sleep, and wait for this dreadful day to end. Now, if only Isabella would stop babbling, yeah, I said it right, then maybe this dull throbbing at the side of my head won't turn into a full-blown headache too.
Zach did a pretty good job with his movie, didn't he? Even though Ash said he ran into some trouble late into filming. But I knew he had it in him. It's not like I didn't believe he couldn't do it. I mean, did you see his face after the credits rolled? All those months he worked on this, and everything's finally...
You weren't even watching.
Only the first minutes. I watched the rest of it, I swear. Besides, Ashton was the one who wouldn't stop asking questions.
I'm sad.
Well, why do we still need to talk about this then? I liked it. Ash liked it. You liked it. Shouldn't you be telling that to Zachary in person? I'm sure he'll appreciate it better than I ever will.
I know that, but maybe there's something you want to say? Zach had you check the scripts before he went through everything, didn't he? You also worked on it, even if it was only for a short time. So, maybe you want to...
I don't bother waiting for the rest. The moment I spot my car, I immediately make a quick beeline for it. Knowing her, this is merely another attempt to start a conversation just so we have something to fill the dead air, to replace this strained atmosphere we've somehow walked into. One thing, the very thing I'm not keen to deal with at present. Behind me, Isabel also changes her pace to match mine, her soft stride growing brisk and uneven in order to catch up. A small part of me half expected she'll suddenly trip. She's not that clumsy sort, but there are definitely times when she can be the least coordinated person on the planet.
Becca, hey! Oh no. Wait for me!
People wonder why I worry. They're not really completely unfounded. Once you've already grown familiar with her habits. Though right now, this is also the very end of the list things I want to think about. Sometimes it doesn't become overbearing. Even her voice, as she calls after me, sounds nothing more than a background noise to my ears now.
Rebecca! will you? Your car's not going to leave without us.
The sooner we get on the road, the earlier we can get home. It's Friday, in case you didn't notice.
I know what day it is, but the traffic's not going to magically disappear, even if we go there right now.
I don't want to hear that from you. Didn't you used to complain how horrendous the traffic is back home for you?
Yeah? But that doesn't have anything to do with this, Becca.
Okay. What do you want to do then? Wait it out? Walk? I just want to go home, Isabella. If you want to stay out here longer, I won't stop you. But leave me out of it. I'm not up for any other foolish excursions tonight.
I wasn't thinking about an excursion. I want to go home too. It's already late. It's just that you've been in this prickly mood since earlier. Are you really okay? Was it the cold? Or did something happen at school? Do you want to talk about it?
A long pause follows, and I hold everything she's been meaning to ask from the very start. I'm in no mood, but all the same, my hand stops short by unlocking my car and my grip on the handle tightens. I can feel her eyes boring on me, waiting, hopefully patiently for an answer I'd give. She's the same as Zachary, they're all bad liars. But when you talk to people like them, if you're not careful, they often leave you with no other choice but to admit the truth. Those exact same ones I can't voice. Despite my lack of response, she pushes on surprisingly. This time her tone is quieter, more tentative than usual.
Was it because of the letter?
It's a well-meaning question, much like the rest of the talk, yet something in how she says it irks me.
If it is, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to cause a scene. I did see something in the mansion, though. I wasn't lying about that.
Wherever she wants to take this, I no longer want to hear a word of it. Not at this minute, preferably never. Especially when there is already a million other things buzzing and hardening inside my head. Yes. I'm gonna... Oh my god. Of course I'm gonna poke my pimple and make it worse. Sometimes my patience can only touch so long. Be honest. Being honest is better than lying.
And during the open house, even if there were a lot of people around, there were weird things happening.
She's trying to talk. I was like, why Isabella is not talking about her experience? But she tried.
I don't know if there was anyone else who noticed, but I heard things. I'm sure it wasn't because I fell down the stairs. Even before that, in the attic,
Will you give the sorting letter a rest already?
I'm so disappointed in Becca. The fact is immediate. Abruptly, Isabella clamps her mouth shut. Head flickers across her face as she looks away, and her shoulders droop. All because the thought of holding back on my tone or how she's take every word crosses my mind. When the realization does hit after, a twist of guilt washes over me at once. But with all that has already been said and done, what I'm supposed to tell her then? That I'm someone who can be so easily unsettled by my own assumptions? That this stupid sulk has been borrowed by some equally stupid jealousy? this can affect a lot in the future because how Becca is right now. I didn't think Becca would be like this. I'm disappointed. That simple glimpse of her and my childhood friend together infuriates a part of me. That I wish I'd been in her place during those times instead. True or not, I owe her neither of those, and if anything, she's the last person I want to know about
Look
it.
here, I'm not in the mood for this kind of talk tonight. My head is aching and I'm tired. I don't want to hear about the dumb letter, or the mansion, or whatever it was you saw in the bloody attic. Just get in the car and we're going home.
With that attitude, I would have like, no, I'll get a cab. Bitch, you take your car and go the fuck away. I don't fucking care. Like, god damn, why would you go with her after that? Like, bro, talk to me when you think like you should apologize.
Sorry. I won't mention it again.
Cool.
If you're so worried about it, why don't you just throw the blasted thing away?
You make it sound so easy.
Because it is. Here, hand it over, and I'll do it for you. Might as well shred it up while we're at it.
I hold a hand out for her. The gesture is without any expression. She's nothing if not stubborn. And it isn't surprising when she turns the offer down with a swat of her hand.
Rebecca, just leave it alone, okay? I get it. You don't want anything to do with it.
That's why she was hesitant afterwards. She was like, I don't want to involve Rebecca into this. I understand.
Good. I hope that settles it.
Yeah, just forget I mentioned anything. I'll figure it out myself.
That makes me stop again. This time I turn to look at her, searching her face for an explanation. One sec. Yeah, I'm missing all of that. Oh my god. But all she offers me is a sidelong glance and another one of those pained look before climbing onto the passenger seat and closing the door behind her. Somehow, even with the steady din of traffic around us, the sound of what feels heavier weighted with everything we refuse to utter to me. Okay then. Come on, chop chop. This is what I want, isn't it? It certainly doesn't feel like it. Thankfully, if there's anything left to be spoken between us, after we won't have to discuss it on the way home. Well, I can hear breathing. Or rather, we can. Because no sooner than we hit the road, Isabella dozes off, honestly. She's sleeping. Despite my foul mood, I still end up suppressing laughter once the first sound of her breathing fills the car.
Mama? Not your mom, Isabella.
Slow and steady, the quiet rhythm, so simply unlike her, so far removed from every impression everyone has of her. A faint whispers will occasionally come from her, but otherwise it's just us, this silence, and it's so utterly unexplained. Still a welcoming break, of course. Peace and quiet is one thing you rarely get with her around. Yet it's nowhere near comforting. It merely lends the air strange clarity, every little sound, every little movement more palpable. And with it comes the unease. A jolt of surprise hit me, almost comical if this were a different situation. In my haste, I accidentally dislodged my mobile from its seat to dashboard when I swipe on the screen. Soon I'm scrambling blindly for it, with my other hand while keeping a steady eye on the road ahead. A voice crackles from the loudspeaker before I can put it back. Oh no. Does she dies this night? Although muffled heavily by the surface, I recognize a person on the other line from a chipper tone alone.
Hello?
Oh no, it's cool.
Miss Cooper?
Oh, you're still awake. Evening. I hope I didn't disturb you or anything. I know it's a bit late. Sorry about that. I just want to check on you and Isabella. That girl's still not answering her mobile. Were you able to meet up with her?
You mean our mobile?
Yes. She's with me. We're on our way home.
Hello? What was that again? I can't hear you properly.
Sorry. Let me just fix this dumb phone.
Help me. My hand stops dead for a moment. I spared the device a brief glance, waiting. Seconds pass. Nothing happens though. Frankly, I'm not sure what I'm expecting, but the lines of my mouth forms in a frown regardless.
Miss Cooper?
Yes, still here.
Did you say something?
Just that I didn't get the last part. What were you saying again?
No, I thought you... Never mind. Must be the signal acting up. Coming in?
What?
Is everything all right over there?
Certainly. Is something wrong? What wouldn't? Okay, you seem to be busy. If this is a good time, I can just call you back some,
I have to make a conscious effort to not to panic right then and there, although my tight hold on the steering wheel tells a different story altogether. He dies that night, right?
Miss Cooper! Rose? Hey, Rose! Are you still there?
Only a burst of static answers me.
Help me.
Maybe this lapse is entirely because of exhaustion. It has been a long day and I haven't fully recovered from the last week's batch of flu, contrary of what I've been telling people. This doesn't mean you're gonna hear help me. Though perhaps I had paid closer attention to it. I had not been so occupied with other thoughts, I probably would have noticed earlier that it never came from my phone, but from somewhere behind me. Oh my fucking god.
Help me.
Time slows to a crawl. Help me please, time slows to a crawl. Yes, she will still refuse to believe in this. Oh, I'm just sick. Oh, you just hit your head. Oh, he was just drunk or something like that. Like, come on, bro. Waking up is a mistake. The first thing I see is its face, a ghastly shape, every inch battered, bruised, and bloodied. Even in the darkness and the world passing by in a blur of light outside, I can still make out the wounds. Blood still oozing from it. Little trails of crimson running down its face, glistening under what little light there is. But it is the gleam in its eyes that catches mine. The quiet plea, the anguish, the desperation in them, more than its hideous feature, and the awful stench of gore now soaking the air. And try as I might, I can't bring myself to look away. Even as its lips confront in a perfect smile. Come on, where's the smile? There you go. Even she's like, help me, and they're like, hey, I'm gonna kill you. What is this? You don't make sense. Even as a sharp, harsh noise pierces the air and the silence around us.
Huh? Car! Eyes on the road!
Against everything I've been taught, I've constantly reminded myself I close my eyes. It's a brief moment, a short, vivid second of muscle memory and instinct completely taken over. And if I didn't allow it, if my hands didn't move or my feet didn't hit the brake in that exact second, I might have. Isabella, Isabella and I might have. Now, I shake the notion away before I lose myself in it. Right now, it's an ugly line of thought I refuse to venture into. Not when breathing is a struggle and every ounce of strength has totally drained from my body. Most definitely not while Isabella's panic, a voice beside me seals rings in my ear. We're alive. We're safe. That's all that matters. Don't say safe, but alive, yes, for now. But it is not her face that I look for when I finally open my eyes. Oh my god. All gone. Okay, I expected stains, little marks and seizures on the cover to show me where it sat not a second ago. But wherever it is, it left not a single trace. And to courage is a hard thing to gather at the same point. I take what little of it remains in me and turn towards the back seat. Even then, there is none. Or was there really something in there in the first place? With how empty it is, I'm beginning to doubt it. The stupid flu again.
I need a long rest after this.
Of course, it's the flu. My hand fall uselessly to my sides, numb from how taut my grip on the wheel has gone, yet still trembling from the unexpected rush of adrenaline. Against my ears, my heart still pounds an erratic rhythm, and my breathing hasn't slowed down. But the world has already righted itself without waiting for me, and little by little, second after second, as I sit here motionless, color begins to seep back around me. Along with it are the sounds and voice, no longer the indistinct ringing it was earlier.
Rebecca, are you okay? Answer me, will you? You're scaring me. You know what? I think we should just call a taxi since...
Can you keep it down?
Saying harsh and completely unintentional, but with heat prickling at the back of my eyes and the mild throbbing at my temple, I could honestly do with a little silence for now.
Keep it down? We almost crashed, Becca!
I know what happened. It was a lapse. I'm sorry.
A lapse? You call that a lapse? Becca, I really don't want to end up a mangled mess on the side of the road, or a mangled mess anywhere. All I'm asking, if the time ever comes, which I hope isn't right now, is a peaceful death. Give that one to me at least. Not that I'm asking for it, but please.
Isabella. Belle, you're overreacting. If you're so worried, why don't you drive?
Don't have a license.
I keep telling you to get one, didn't I? For the past 5 years. Do you see why now?
I wasn't really expecting to stay here this long.
I feel like it's been...
I thought it'd just be for a year or two.
I think it's been 11 years. Last time I tried for a license. It has been at least 10 years. God damn. Anyway. All of a sudden, a pensive mood comes over her. Isabella looks away, then, while what's left of my little lecture never crosses the tip of my tongue. I don't allow it to. Because in each of those words she let loose earlier is a small truth. Her stay has always been meant to be something fleeting. And some good money go home. It's what she'd tell herself during her first year here. Now, half a decade later, decent. I'm not sure if she still believes that. Even I'm not sure if I still believe it. And if there's something in her reasons that has changed along the way, even if I already have a hunch, it's one thing I'll never bother to ask. Those are hers to keep.
I'll be careful this time, I promise. Just please, can we give this whole thing a rest for now?
She nods, and that is the end of it. We spend the rest of the trip back to Salamwell in silence. Although, of an overreactive imagination playing tricks on a addled mind and of smile never meant for my eyes abandoned, if only for a brief moment. I read so wrong there. Next day. It begins innocently enough. Tuesday morning arrives like any other day before it bright and clear. Even though it comes with an extra helping of an unusual October weather, I appreciate being able to catch a glimpse of the clear skies lately. After going through a bout of sickness last week, it does something to lift the mood of what would otherwise be a dreary morning. And despite being mostly creature of habit, I wind up waking earlier than usual because of it. She's gonna see the news. Still, no earlier than Isabella, it appears. I've assumed she'll take a day or two off because of what happened to Miss Cooper, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So she knows. The sound of the morning news drifts from her unit when I walk past on the way to my mailbox. Chances are around this hour she's already dressed and ready to go, probably just waiting for the next bus to arrive. Maybe she doesn't know. I tried following her example before, but I don't think I'll be repeating that.
Really? How can anyone be up before the sun is up?
Go. I'll probably be. It's 12:48 a.m. right now. I'll probably gonna be up before the sun is up. It's a habit she got from home, she said, instilled in her by the kind of life she grew up in. Like clockwork, it's always at 4 a.m. either to help with chores or prepare her little siblings for school. It surprised me the first time. She just didn't look like someone who could. In the end, it's simply passed it off as one of the many things anyone will have to get used to around her. Not that I'll ever fully understand. I am my parents' only child. We aren't well off, but so far I've lived a relatively easy life. I didn't have to think about bills or food for the next day, or paying for any siblings' tuition on top of my own, or supporting a sick father's medication. Yeah, she does all that. All I have to worry about were my grades, if it would gain mom and dad's approval, and or what would having for dinner. When put next to hers, there's all pale in comparison. They look less like problems and more like petty issues this way.
Petty issues?
Look, problems can be small or big, but it's still problems. Everyone got them. But unimportant as it all sounds, sometimes its ugly head rears at the most inappropriate moments. And sometimes they come through your mailbox in the form of fancy looking letter, pretty ribbon and all. Who sent it? This is from the rights. That's a W. Whoever sent this has sent silly money on the envelope below. Verging on ridiculous, really. I can already imagine Isabella wrinkling her nose once she sees this. Then she'll complain about unnecessary expenses and rich people's problems. I'm almost afraid to touch it myself, as it's simply brushing a hand against its crisp surface will be enough to put a crease on it, and it will be a terrible sight to the sender. But as extravagant as I find this, it isn't really the first time I've received one. Most of the time, it's not even for me, so who am to complain? Either way, no look of surprise crosses my face. I'm tired. I need to rest now. Once I flip the envelope over to see my parents' name written on the neat script. In a neat script.
Nothing new then.
Their years in the academy naturally brought with it various connections. People from other fields, art, science, business, politics, you name it. This one, though, gives off much personal vibe. Little like this usually comes from old students, people who have grown fond of my parents and they, in turn, treat like children of their own. I've only met a few of them. Most are moved on to become successful in their chosen careers, and little letters like this are a way of expressing gratitude. This one thing Mom and Dad are proud of, rightfully so, and I'm happy for them. And there are times I wish they'll remember they have a daughter here. The real one. Not that it's of any importance now. It's not like they didn't raise me well and provided for me. They did. I wouldn't be where I am now if it weren't for their hard work. And like a beautiful child, I do everything I can to give back. Even just it's as small a thing as letting them know they've got another meal waiting for them. The phone rings for a good minute before someone answers. Mom, her voice as warm as I remember.
Becca?
Hi, Mum. How's the conference going?
Well enough. Until your dad sprained his ankle.
Oh no, is it bad?
I'm alright. In case anyone in this family cares to listen, I'm alright. Very much alive, darling.
And there you have it. He'll be up and walking in a few weeks, don't worry. We're going to have to extend our stay here until it heals, though. Is something the matter?
Nothing big. Just that this mail arrived for you this morning.
I lie, thankfully she doesn't notice. Although if I'm going to be honest, a small part of me yearns for her to do so and ask me about it, but I pulled down the idea almost as soon as it surfaces. I shouldn't make them fret. They're busy.
What does it say?
Raise your glasses, give cheers to the good times, blah blah.
Becca manners. That isn't how I taught you to read.
Sorry. You are cordially... it's an invitation, Mum, for a housewarming party. From, Hannah?
The name rings a bell, though the moment I can't recall when or where I've heard it. Recently, it must have been nothing too important if I didn't bother committing it to memory. Come on. It feels like it gives you a long time, but it doesn't. There are a lot of Hannahs in the world, so who knows?
Hannah,
right.
She also wrote you a note, Mum. It says you used to be her private tutor at the Evans mansion, and that she misses you and would love to see you two again.
Makes my heart clench to read another openly say those words to them, the same ones I want to tell them. Oh, just tell them. I want to see you too. What is it? Just tell them that you love them. What the fuck? It's been years since we've been together as family. And if there is one thing that hasn't changed from childhood, it's that mom and dad are still busy with their respective careers. Come on now. Out of the country, away on some meeting or symposium. Sometimes from months on end. Damn. They only grew more frequent with the years until I'm old enough to live on my own. I like to think that's how I've become independent at such an early age. They've always praised me for that. At times, I wish they didn't.
Evans? Oh, I remember now. Honey, it's Hannah. Hannah Evans. Remember? Bright girl, 2 years older than Becca?
Didn't she get married a few years ago? 7 now, I think. But they grow up so fast, these kids.
Yeah, she invited us to that too. Fonte de Medici. But we missed that one because you had to present your paper in Singapore.
We did send her a note after. Still a shame we couldn't attend, though. What is it about this time?
She sent another invite for a housewarming party. Becca, when is it?
This Friday, Mum.
Oh, that's too bad. We'd love to be there, but Da's not in a condition to go walking around. I guess we'd have to decline again. I really miss that girl.
I could go in your place.
I let it slip without thinking. Personally, I've never been fond of gatherings, regardless of how simple people make it seem. But if there is one thing I hate hearing, the disappointed note in my mom's voice always ranks first. Whether it's directed at me or some other thing, it doesn't matter.
Are you sure? Don't you have work this Friday?
The event will be in the evening, Mum. It shouldn't take anything away from my schedule. It's all right. The invite's for 2 people. I can bring someone with me so things don't get boring.
I see. Maybe you can also invite Ashton?
Mum, that's a sure no from him. He hates attending parties. But I'll see what I can do. If not, I can always bring Isabella with me. You know her. She won't say no if there's food involved.
Okay, if it's not going to be a big problem for you, I don't see why not. We owe you this one, darling.
No problem, Mum. I'll even say hi to Hannah for you.
Please do. And let her know we'd love to see her once we're back in the city. Leave her our number or something.
I will.
But you know, the 2 of you would have become really good friends. Don't you remember? You met with her once. If my memory serves me right, you were 12 then?
This shit I can't recall. It's probably one of those meetings where we only talked a bit before going our ways. If she did leave an impression, I'm pretty sure I would have written about it somewhere or at last recognized her name. As it is, only a few people I remember clearly from that time in my life is Ashton and Mandy. Who is Mandy? To some extent. Mom must have sensed my confusion because she laughs.
Don't push yourself too hard, darling. Really? It felt like having 2 daughters back then. Sometimes I wish they didn't send her away to boarding school. But, well, you know how often that goes with them. Still, try talking to her while you're there.
The jump scares and stuff, it doesn't work. That's why I put, pinned a message, the channel point stuff, it doesn't work. I changed my overlay and everything, so I have to fix everything again. It's a whole lot of headache, but yeah.
Oh, we'll see. I'll let you know what happens after.
I'm looking forward to it, darling. Take care of yourself.
Will do. You too, Mum. Bye. Tell Da to be careful next time.
He chuckles. A hardly note, tender and always light on my ears. She may be a stern teacher, but this is the part of her I love the most. Sounds of us still echoes even in our call. Comes to an abrupt end, bringing with a memory from so many years ago, when life and responsibilities that accompany adulthood are things far from our minds. If given the chance, I'd love to go back to those. Oh. I don't dwell on it though, checking it all away almost as soon as the memory forms a clear picture in my head. I always wondered how Isabella can easily pretend everything's normal over a phone call that bounces back to her usual self immediately after. I've seen her do it plenty of times. For me, it just drains whatever energy I have. And the whole day of teaching still ahead of me, I cannot afford to look exhausted in front of my students. Even for a wee bit, it's never a good example to set. So with another sigh, I put everything in the back of my mind and tread back to my room. Tread back to my room. Oh my god. The rest of my day awaits. Okay. Come on. End this so I can go sleep. 15 minutes later, I'm hearing back out, dressed for the day, my car keys in hands. Ordinarily, I don't stop for anything. There's never a need to. That's the beauty of this apartment complex. It's quiet, and everyone keeps to themselves. No useless platitudes in the morning. No need to wear a smile on your face, lest other people are noisy enough to ask. Today, however, the morning broadcast still plays from Isabella's room. The brisk pace slows to a stop, and frown gradually forms on my face.
She hasn't left.
Of course, this isn't usual. There are times when I felt earlier than she did, like last Friday before their open house. But those days are few and far between. It only happens in the direct circumstances. So the last part of that might be a bit of an exaggeration? Exaggeration? Is that how it's spelled? However, it's what happened in the last few days. Maybe today is one. The death of a friend isn't something anyone can brush off. And for someone like Isabella is the kind who gets attached to people easily. With Zachary Ashton and I, that has been the case. I can't imagine what she might be going through right now, especially when the woman was someone she owned a lot, despite their training being brief. I've given her the space last night in defense, but perhaps today might be the proper time to check on her.
Whatever. I've still got time anyway.
With light steps, I move closer to her door, hand already poised to knock. Still, I don't do until I hear her answer.
Isabella? Belle? Are you in there?
No answer. After a second knock, I'll lightly so I don't disturb her in case she's sleeping and has merely left the telly running last night. Never mind how she never lets that happen ever. Waste of electricity and all.
I just want to check on you before I leave. Is that okay? Are you going to work today? Belle?
Still nothing.
I'm about to leave. If you want, I can drop you off.
Another round of knocking. Then I'm fishing out a copy of her key from my bag and unlocking the door. She lent it years ago after I complained about the mess and offered my help in cleaning up. I thought the gesture was completely unnecessary back then. After all, I could always knock. But she never did bother taking them from me. Anyways, returning it or turning away from the conversation whenever I insist. At one point, I've simply stopped trying to hand it back to her.
Isabella? I'm coming in, all right?
While waiting for her answer, I press the door open and step inside. Is she not in here? The cup noodles, my god. Her unit's still a mess. Instant noodles cup on the table, a pile of clothes on one side, papers strewn about everywhere, and an unkempt bed, among other things. This much is given. Will always be a given. I've been here several times already, and I still wonder how she can function like a human being with a place in this state. However, that's neither here nor there. I'm not sure what I'm expecting, but it's still certainly not finding an empty flat. Granted, she could have left earlier, far earlier than usual. It's about Rose, right? The news, I think. But she never ever leaves without making sure she's unplugged everything. That's something she doesn't forget to do. It doesn't help that her bathroom appears unused this morning. Another habit, and I can only mean she hasn't been here since last night? Huh. What day is it? This is new. Can't be that day. It's really early. Yeah. This should be 22nd. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Always. She's Scottish. Ah, I see. Perhaps even since the morning after Miss Cooper's death. Either idea doesn't sit well with me. What with the news we have been hearing lately.
The authorities are still trying to find the cause of death for all the victims. Early investigation revealed most of them were employed under Briar Realty Corporation at the time of death. Meanwhile, BRC has refused to comment on this.
Gathering my wits, I immediately place a call on our mobile. My god. It rings for a good minute. It sounds comfort in itself, but when another minute rolls by, what? I am really tired without her answering. Well, I'm not a woman prone to panicking. Sudden bouts of temper, maybe, but never panic, despite how I may sound when speaking. And then immediately go straight to her voicemail. I sigh, the only thing I let out. A pause doesn't last long though. In the next moment, my fingers are already moving across the screen in search of the two people who might be able to help. He never picks up the call. It's Aston's number. I find first and dial. Call it a habit, but even Isabella thinks he's dependable when the situation calls for it. Despite how much they give each other grief, that already says a lot about him. There's Zachary, but around this hour he's probably still sleeping. If he has freelance work, it's very likely he's just gotten himself in bed. He's the last person I want to bother, if anything. The wait doesn't take long. Soon a click, then Ashton's voice echoed through the receiver, rough and still heavy with sleep. He never did grow fond of mornings, yeah.
Becca? Christ, what time is it?
What time is it, Becca?
What's up?
Not you, apparently.
Good one. Did you call us early just to make that joke? I'm going back to sleep.
No, Ash, hold on. This is important.
Becca, stakeout last night. Make this quick. I've still got a few hours before the chief bothers me.
Sorry, I'll let you go back to sleep after. It's just that... Wait, you were on a stakeout last night?
Did I say that? Shit. Forgot I said that. Forgot I said anything. Forgot we had this conversation.
So,
Oh
you
my
have
God.
no idea.
About what? About what? I also
No, will you stop sleep talking or whatever for a second? Belle didn't come home last night. She's gone. Who? Isabella!
Instead of answering, a brief pause comes after, followed by something blunt and heavy-hitting, a hot serpent and string of a rather colorful curses from him. Oh my god. The moment might have been one of so many things I've keep myself and remember fondly in the next few days, if things aren't the way they are. When he picks up again, there's no trace of sleep left in his voice.
Say that again, from the top.
Isabella's gone, Ash. She didn't come home last night. Her flat's empty. She left her telly running. You know she doesn't do that at...
Okay, Becca, stop. Calm down first. You're starting to panic.
I'm not!
You are. Breathe. One person's not going to simply disappear like that. This is Isabella we're talking about. Did you try calling her?
What did you think is the first thing I did? She's not picking up. It went to her voicemail.
How about Zach? Did you check with him?
Not yet. I didn't want to bother him. You know he has trouble sleeping and all that.
All right, I'll go ask Zach. I'll call you back.
No, wait!
Here's a call before I can utter a single word of protest. But for the first time since entering this room, tension is gone from my shoulders and my breathing has erased. The bed creaks as I sink down on it with a sigh. The telly still blares the same uninteresting news. What the fuck do you mean uninteresting news? And I'm surrounded with by clutter. All the same, it feels strangely calm to be here without worry nagging at me. I'll have to apologize to Zachary later for sending Ashton his way this early, but for now, relying on the latter for this isn't the wrong choice. It never will be. That's something I won't ever doubt in him, much like his promises. It's true, to his word he calls back only a few minutes after the last one has ended.
She's with Zach.
So this is the timeline. But on her timeline, she was here though. After the death news, she was here. Maybe...
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. She could have at least sent a message last night.
Okay, timeline. This is here. She went to her, okay. She went to him. See. And you called. This is the call. Phone call from Ashton. Okay. Ooh. They were worrying, yeah. I remember this. So, yeah, she was working when the death happened. I'm pretty sure there was a photo of the TV. But no? There you go. That was at night. So that's the next day. She was working and shit happened. And she went to Zachary at night. The next day, technically. And this is when they called. Okay. The timeline is messing my head up. But anyway.
What are you, her mother?
It's one thing to hear that from Isabella, but from Ashton?
I don't want to hear anything like that from you.
gotta stop treating her like she's one of your students, Becca. You don't have to keep tabs on her every time. Last I checked, she's only 3 years younger than the two of us. That's almost a decade gap from those kids you're teaching, you know.
Says the person who keeps calling her Scaredy Cat.
That's not related at all. Anyway, I'll go check how she's doing. Don't stress yourself out. You go ahead to work.
Wait, you? Don't you have a precinct to be at? Whatever happened to not treating her like one of my students? Because if anyone's going to ask me, I think you're doing the same thing.
She got some days away, like a gap. If this is 25th, this is 25th. The last time this was 21st. We saw that we saw the film, and then it's 25th. We have 3 missing days. What? That's what confused me. Okay.
Zach said it's an emergency. Something happened last night.
Emergency?
He didn't put in those exact same words, but it sounded like it.
Ash, what really happened? Is Isabella fine?
She's alright. She's safe. Zach let her stay the night after she... Look, okay. Z-Man wasn't clear about it, but let me handle this. I'll check on her. I'll bring her home.
It sounds like a lie, if I ever heard one. That's where he omits things so people won't fret. And I'm not sure whether I should be happy he cares that much to do that. There shouldn't be a need for this between us, is there? We grew up together, didn't we? He knows I'm capable of at least hearing out the truth without it gnawing at me for the rest of the day. He knows me better than that. And I know him better than that. Frankly, there's plenty of other things to say about this. But despite and after all the trouble he went through with how things are moving at the moment, only one thought occurs to me. What should I say? I can handle it. Sorry for the trouble. Interesting. Why does he have to go such lengths for a person he only met 5 years ago? I wish I could ask him that. I wish I could simply say to his face and finally get a straight answer from him instead of doing whatever this is we're doing. Instead of beating around the bush, has the years changed us this much? Has the years changed us this much? Has adulthood changed us this much?
You've done enough, Ash. Let me take it from here.
Ashton is quiet for a little while because I can almost see the frown in him. Hear the gears turning in his head.
Don't you have a class to teach today? Tuesdays are your busiest this school year, aren't they?
Yeah, but someone has to check on her. And I don't want to impose on you any further. I've already disturbed your sleep.
You're not imposing. Besides, I'm doing you a favor. I know you, Becca. You hate being late or missing a day of work for a very small thing. Leave this to me.
You said you're waiting for a call from the chief.
I'm dropping by the precinct anyway. There's some trouble I have to fix with those guys. It won't be completely out of the way.
Ashton,
I trail off. I've lost for words in the end. From the start, it's a losing battle. We may have been together for a long time, known each other far better than other people, but that doesn't mean we often see things eye to eye. Time and again, it's a matter of agreeing to disagree. This oft how the status quo is kept. Whenever it comes to this, I can only accept it begrudgingly. What the fuck is that?
Okay, whatever you want to do.
I'll let you know what happened afterwards, I promise. I'll call you later. You have a good day. Bye.
Bye. I admit the way he puts it isn't comforting enough. He can't be blunt like that. Excuse me. So many unknown variables, so many words left unsaid. I wish he'd simply lay them out all in the open. Because like this, I'm more inclined to think there is an exaggeration on the other's part. If it's from Zachary or Ashton, I don't know. In the end, all I can do is wait, go about my day, and hope for the best. Before leaving, I spare Isabella's room one last glance, disturbingly quiet without her in it. I'll get answer from her later. For now, my concerns are best left here. Okay, that's it. Not that. Save. I'm gonna play next tomorrow. Or, I don't know, I have to finish this. So, I'll continue this later. But for now, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. If you don't follow, remember to follow, I guess. See you next time. After I finish this game, I'll definitely play something else. Bye-bye.